Alrighty, so uh, we are going to get started once I find Thornhold in my notes. You guys left off. Sorry, yawn. Defeating a person with tentacles and some water elementals and the water weirds, and you had some energy kind of crackle towards the lighthouse. Something is forming or something is set there. They have people who are attempting to discern it. They kind of kicked you out, said, "Hey, wait in town until we figure it out." And then they kicked you towards their inn. You guys went back to the inn to recover. And then Jack had an epiphany light bulb moment of remembering something he wanted to do or look at. And then he went to the statue, figured the statue was missing. And then as soon as he figured that the statue was missing something, he went to the graveyard to where signs of things were, and he managed to convince a creature of the night slash ghost slash other thing to let him go. And in its wake, it left a little shard that once it was put into place of a stone axe where Thornhold was. It formed into an actual axe. And that's what I posted.
So the statue is holding the
Nope.
statue is holding it, or
Not
Jack
anymore.
now has the axe.
Jack has it.
He's a jackaxe.
I think I did in the session, saying I calmly made my way back to the inn after putting the axe in my bag.
So we guess we end off back with you coming back into inn, or should we just do a long rest? Did you want to tell us anything about why you were outside? It's still kind of dangerous after what happened down at the beach.
I remember the old lady in that scroll shop mentioning the calm before the storm, and that the statue would cry. So I went to investigate. The statue itself is not what cries. It's a some sort of ethereal being near the graveyard. The statue itself, it's actually pieces at the bottom, and that was it the same old lady, DM? Or a different one?
It was two different people from time to time.
A different elder dwarf mentioned that the axe maybe should have been put back together. There was a small chunk of it missing, so I pursued the crying. This ethereal being was rather ruthless. She hurt a lot, but I was able to convince her to allow me to help her people. She gave me the small chunk that I needed. So we'll put the axe together, and I got this. And I'll pull orc splitter out of my bag and set it on a table in between us, or a nightstand, or whatever we've got. Now, there's two things we could do with this weapon. We keep our mouths shut, and we keep it. It's rather ornate and powerful. Or we use it to barter favor with the people of this town.
Can I see it for a second?
Sure. I already know what it does, but here you are.
I'll cast Identify on it.
It is Orc Splitter.
Okay. I wanted the character to have the knowledge of what it did.
Could have just told you.
Yes, but I would like to just know all the finer details for myself.
I mean, this thing has a big history with the people here, and I mean, they might realize it's missing from the statue. If they find it with us and we didn't say anything, that may lose us favor rather than
I don't think anyone really cared about the statue much anymore, since they let it in such disrepair for so long, but from a bygone history. However, if we were to tell them your tale of how it came to be, then maybe we will be able to sway them towards our side.
Or at least gain their favor. They may not sign up for war, but could at least prove that we're here to help them. I mean, I understand that we're here technically in the Oculus's name, but I'm sure of the rest of you, I use the Oculus as a means to further my own goals, rather than fight in their name and glory. They just provide me the resources I need to pursue what I want to pursue. Granted, it's just convenient that both of us want the end of the cults.
Well, we're not going to win this war all by ourselves, and we do need more people about our size. Even if we're not able to exactly persuade these people are to our sides, we can at least warn them of the dangers to come. And whatever the information they do with that, whether they side with us or not, granted it'd be more beneficial to them if they did, they'd at least very know to at least keep certain groups of people out. Although, if we were to tell them, this may mean that they may keep all outsiders out.
Yes. Providing them with the axe may also smooth over the fact that we delivered a dead body of some weird squid guy with his head split in half. Maybe I went a little too brutal, but at the same time, fuck him.
I mean, we don't know exactly what he was trying to do, but knowing that he's from the water cult, it couldn't have been anything good, and it did something to the lighthouse.
I mean, dead is dead at some point, I guess. And being able to show that there was a fight and we didn't just find him dead usually is, I guess, maybe more beneficial to our points, showing that we were actually doing something and not just messing around.
Yes, I don't think this will completely sway them to fight with the Oculus, but it could at least prove that we are genuinely here to help. We, not the Oculus.
That's fair. Maybe, I don't know then. Do you want to keep the axe? Do you like it?
I don't have a reason to keep it, no. It is a... I mean, I do. I have all the reasons to keep it. You have all the reason to keep it. It's a fine weapon. But I think it's better used as a favor coin, essentially.
Is this a
More
battle
weapons
axe
will
or
be
a
found
great
in our
axe?
journeys, I'm sure. And yes, it is painful to leave it, because it is such a strong weapon. But this is almost the golden shot, you could say. There's nothing else we've done where everything else has only raised further suspicion. Returning this to them and its significance might help. I could be wrong. They could be like, yep, that's cool, now get the fuck out and never talk to us again. But it would make sense. I mean, if
I
this
think
is the axe that statue held, even all that time ago, it's gotta have some sort of extreme significance to them.
The lady who talked to us before, they said that a lot of stories are passed on through word of mouth on different things, so maybe having something like that for them proves what they have been saying is true, which could be a big thing for them. I think it's a good idea. We'll probably need to meet with them anyway to just, see what's going on with the body in the lighthouse tomorrow.
Well, when it comes to the lighthouse, regardless of if we have this to trade with them or not, I think we all know what we said, and we don't move from this inn for any reason except, I don't know, death or another shithead shows up that we need to deal with. The deal was that they could find us here, and we would not move.
That's fair. How, once that is taken care of, what do we do next year? Do we keep looking for the entrance or to the Underdark, or do we talk to more people?
Well, let's just play out what's happening, and we'll see what comes next.
That sounds good.
I agree.
Because we don't know what's next in this town. That's most of the things that came here for, except the entrance. But, well, like I said, let's just see where these paths lead us, and then we'll go from there. New doors may open. So I'm going to sleep, because I got hit a lot today.
I think drowning is like my third least favorite way that something's tried to kill me.
Only third, that's impressive.
He said turd.
Well, found a lot of ways, and honestly, something coming up and stabbing you is I don't want to say you're getting used to it, but
You kind of
mean,
get used to it, to be honest. I mean,
yeah,
Vash may feel differently, but you kind of get used to it.
like we've grown accustomed to, oh, he's got a sword that he's swinging at me, or oh, there's another knife in me chest. But inside of being something made of water and just kind of flailing around trying to escape, that made me feel a bit helpless.
Water tends to do that.
I'll keep the first watch tonight. Everyone get some rest. I'm doing good myself.
So go to rest and wait for them to come knocking. Oh, I don't want to demand anything, but I'm going to put the axe back in my bag, and no one mentions it until the opportune time to do so. We don't want to immediately open the conversation with it.
We don't want to lose primary access to it.
I stare at you for a second, and then I just lay down.
No, I didn't go look out the window and start my few-hour shift doing that before I wake up who's ever's next.
I guess I'll do next watch, if that's what we're doing.
And then by that time, Vash, would you be fine spending some time awake doing that, since I think you'll be done with your trance?
Vash has been asleep the whole time.
Oh,
He still doesn't know about the axe or anything. He's been out since the last battle.
that's fair. Being thrown against the wall is it's a bit painful. So, would you like us to roll perception checks throughout tonight?
No, you do not need to roll perception checks because nothing happens again because you are inside of a very well guarded city. And inside of it, not through the lighthouse. So you guys get through the night pretty much with nothing going on. Hold on, I'm looking at a question that was asked. Yes, it's fine. And the day goes on. It's nothing in response. You guys are just like sitting in the inn quietly. They did tell you to be in the city, by the way. They didn't say you had to stay in the inn specifically. So you guys could walk around if you wished. But
They did say that, but I specifically stated, and then we all agreed that we would stay at the inn so they could easily find us. We told that to them.
So yeah, you guys are just sitting in your inn, like, half a day goes by, most of the day goes by, the night goes by, and then it turns into night again. So you guys are sitting and hold on, I'm taking up your bastions from that sleep that you guys just had. So everyone should be at 50, except for Nash, because Nash is a day behind.
49.
All right. So then, yeah, the night goes on. You guys are going in the nighttime. Do you guys have anything you wish to do?
If we're going to be staying in the hotel, would I be able to bother Aedyn for his book, so I have some reading to do and everything?
The Book of Hippogriff?
Yeah, that one. I got to a really interesting part about grooming them and how to take care of their feathers, and it seemed really interesting.
Yeah, that is fine.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, hand it to him.
Okay. He has it.
I want to read my rune carving book for adepts
Okay.
to change
So-
that adept rune carving book.
As you read through it, you do find some interesting, pieces about how to carve stone and also the kinds of gems and how gems have different effects based on the runes that you carve into them and how deeply they're inset. You just get a lot of detail about it, and you are able to take in that information and learn your new runes, all of them.
Oh, okay.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I want to try to make a potion of growth, but I want to replace the magic bean with the owlbear feathers that we collected.
Go ahead and make a crafting check. There was someone said something or did something in a page, and I lost it because I accidentally clicked off. Who was that? Give me 1 second. Someone just sent something in the Discord.
We sent you my hell response.
Oh, that's okay. That's what it was. Thank you. You're good. I'll respond to that till the other day. Sorry, I saw that and thought I was getting another question and I wanted to answer it or see what it was before I just waved it off, but I accidentally clicked off. Anyways, with an 18, you are able to create the potion of growth. I believe you have the DCs set, right? Normally. Let me read some stuff.
Yeah, the DC is... My alarm's going off for some reason. It's a DC 18 for perfect.
So it is perfected. It would be perfected. Unfortunately, the owlbear feather doesn't seem to have enough potency in and of itself to be able to like supplement or do anything extra with the potion of growth. So it just ends up being a perfect potion of growth.
So it only has one use? Or...
It's a perfected one, so it is under the effects of the perfect. Give me 1 second to find it. Where am I?
Hold on. Send me in the general. I'll be right.
Noche tried to make the potion and he set his house on fire.
Honestly, if my house is burning down, I'm fucking grabbing my PC and I'm running.
My dog, for me, it's my dog and my PC. And my cat. But I figure my cat will probably make it out on her own. Or hide from me and I'll be able to find her. Anything else? Because his is easy. He just gets a perfected potion of growth.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll for a, basic poison.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, not at advantage. So 18, that's...
18.
That's perfect.
Well, look at that. You got a perfect one.
Yay. Alright, cool.
Jack, you have anything to do? No. Okay. So, the night goes on. And you move into the next day. I'm going to take the passions before I forget. And then I need to do a other thing, so give me 2 seconds. Okay. Alright, so you guys are able to fuck, my brain is not working. You guys are able to rest normally. You guys do the watch again, just for safety's sake. You guys do the watch again, but nothing really happens. And half the day goes by. And then at about midday, when the sun is highest in the sky, and the shadows are being cast from above, and not really in a specific direction, you hear a knock on the door.
Answer the door.
As you answer the door, you are met by what looks like 2 guards and a robed individual. They look to be in noble garments, kind of highly dressed, even for the standards of the noble and rich market that you guys went to. And he just stands there with his like chin upwards, hands behind his back, folded, and in this like confident stance as he stands there silent for a few seconds. We have been sent to bring you to Lord Stoneshaft. If you would follow, please.
Yes, we've only been waiting for 2 days.
Yes, well, that's what happens when you kill somebody on our beaches.
I mean, they attacked first.
Yes, and that is to be determined. Now, please follow.
Come on, everyone. Vash, leave the potato.
While we're following behind him, could I do a perception check or some type of check to see if there's any recognizable markings on their robes, either for anything that we've seen or any of the cults?
Sure, go ahead.
Uh, 13.
From what you can see of their robes and the guards' like gear and everything, there doesn't seem to be any cultist mark. They don't seem to have really any markings on them. They don't even have the Stoneshaft markings. Your best guess is that these are either like private guards or something otherwise. but they do not seem to be a part of like the town's guard or have markings of the cult. Devoid of markings, obvious markings.
Thank you.
And so they walk you all the way up to the city over here, or to the building, not city. You guys moving over there, Vash, Nash?
Yeah, sorry.
I know Noche isn't right now because his house is burning down.
I'm right here.
Oh, there he is. Hey, you got moved over here. There you are.
Yeah,
You just
I'm-
did a perfect potion of growth.
Okay.
The owlbear from your deductions and stuff, the owlbear feather doesn't seem to have any potent like effects on its own to enhance the potion, but it did replace the bean effectively.
Cool.
Randy.
So, you guys get to the place, they guide you inside, and they bring you in front of Mr. Lowe's Stonesaft, who... Give me 1 second as I go back to places and look at people's names, because I forget names. To, Thrain! I think it started with the T, I just forgot what it was. Oh, God, I don't know why my body is, like, choosing to be tired right now. But they bring you in front of Thrain, and he looks to you all and he says, "We have done some investigation. We have determined a few things. One, and it was fairly obvious by his robes, that he was a member of the Crushing Wave. Secondarily, that the arcane energy that was building up in the lighthouse, that is now faded, by the way, was, I should say, a potential portal to the plane of water. And finally, that you all must work for those factions."
Wise deduction.
Less wise, more investigative. It didn't take much time to find out that it was a plane of water portal. It didn't take us much time to find Crushing Wave, but for me to take the pieces, put them together, and ensure that I was correct in my deductions, that was investigative. And you confirming it now has my suspicions at 100%. So, please explain to me, what is it you all are truly doing here, because I feel it is much less than just wandering through the city.
Looking for an entrance to the Underdark, as we stated. Investigating the cults. Heard there was activity in the area, and we came here.
Yes.
We're also here. We are here to prove our loyalty to you. Yes, we work for the Oculus, but I personally do not represent them. We want the same things they want. At the end of the day, that is, at least for me, and from what several of us have said, and you all are free to speak differently. Our goals align in the sense we want the cults gone, to restore the world to what it was. That is where our values align and end.
Nod.
As he
Yes.
said, we were investigating the Crashing Wave's interest in the entrance to the Underdark. Any other cultist activity that were in the area, we wanted to also investigate.
We had the fear that rumors going around that if they find the entrance, they would flood it, and flooding it would cause both problems for people who live there, and wherever the entrance is, that would probably cause a cataclysm for people who live there as well. Seeing that it would cause a lot of loss of life, that really alarmed me, and I thought it would be best to try to help out the people who live there and the people of the Underdark.
So, please tell me then, what have your investigations of the cults here unraveled for you all? What information have you gathered?
So far, just the dickhead that tried to drown your town.
From what we were able to gather, he was, as you said, trying to summon a portal to the water, to the plane of water. From there, well, cataclysm would have fell upon your town.
While we were fighting him, he summoned 2 different type of water-based creatures. We were able to defeat one. 2 of them were absorbed into the beach, but one escaped into the waters. So, for our knowledge right now, the waters might have some water creatures swimming around and being dangerous to all of ye.
Well, then it seems I must have my fishermen be careful while they're down at the beaches. Well, they did try to open a plane to the portal, or a portal to the plane of water. The lighthouse held some arcane sigils that were inside of it. This is something that my mages have found, and we studied for the entire day at breakneck speeds. And we deduced a couple of things. As we were investigating, we found that the goal, and what would have happened, is this was not necessarily your normal portal. It wasn't one that you walk through and find yourselves arriving at the plane of water. It was an inverse. It was to absorb everything around it into the plane of water, or rather, imploding the plane of water unto us. So either everything around it would have been sucked in, or it would have poured infinite gallons of water upon everything until it was destroyed, unraveled, and completely broken down into nothing but a lot of water, because I can't think of the good words because my brain's dead.
Deluge.
Sure.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
That's not good.
No, it wasn't. Which is why we dismantled the runes and arcane energy, and there's nothing left of it now. Even if someone were to come and reattempt whatever had happened, they will not likely find themselves successful.
Is there any chance that any other parts of the city may have connection with those, or any other chance of runes being inscribed anywhere?
We did a thorough sweep of the entire city. We have not found anything of note, outside of strange scratches and markings here and there of someone who does not know how to speak clear dwarvish.
Is that unusual for this place?
Not necessarily. Drunkards and such do some dumb things.
Is
My
there,
best guess is good.
I was going to say, is there more? We saw that when we came in through the gate. Is there more of that graffiti somewhere?
There was one in the lighthouse, and there was another that was broken and littered across different areas of the city, of the noble parts of the city. They seemed to be similar words and such, but they were trashed, I will say, just to keep it plain and simple, and they've already been washed and cleansed away. My best guess, and the reason I told people to wash and cleanse them, is that they are marks of the Zentarum, when they used to walk here, many years ago.
Yes, I've heard of them. The Black Network, I think they were called.
That and many other things.
Yeah. Assholes. The lot of them, I'm sure.
So, may I ask you something, if that's all right?
He just kind of raises an eyebrow.
Before the Dark Priest appeared and was chanting everything, we were down at the beach and we saw a strange rock formation, almost like exploding from the cliffside. It seems out of place almost, but didn't really understand why. Do you know anything about it?
We have looked into it many times. It is a dense set of rock. We don't know where it originated from. It doesn't clearly come from exactly the cliff or natural formations, but it is made of the same style of rock. Our best guess is that something happened and someone created a cavern or fall out of rock to cover something. Our best guess is the entrance to the Underdark, which we are more than okay with keeping sealed at this current moment.
That's fair.
Is there anything that remains that concerns you? In
Not
all this
necessarily.
discussion?
Just want to get the honest truth out of you all, because it seems that you all seem to want to hide it very well. So, I figured I'd ask you in person. But you are now all allowed to leave the city. But be known when you arrive again in the future, heavy eyes will be kept on you.
Is there nothing additional that we could do to earn your favor?
Not anything that I can keep track of. I think you have done enough, so to say. Everyone is worried now, so I have to ease everyone's stress. So I do not have anything written or of note that you can take care of, especially as adventurers or mercenaries or whatever you would call yourselves.
What about the arrival of a relic from a bygone era?
It depends on the relic. I am not a purveyor of relics, but depending on its nature, may be willing to pay for it.
We don't want pay. We want your trust. And I'll pull axe splitter out, or orc splitter out, and put it in front of us.
You see... make an insight check.
Sure.
He seems to be stoic when you set it down. You can see he kind of like sits up a little bit to like get a better look at it, but that's really all you gather from it. And he kind of, you see his eyebrows raise. Interesting. Where did you get this from?
From your statue.
So you stole it and are attempting to give back what you stole?
Incorrect. Because if I remember correctly, this actress was in pieces on the ground. Through our investigations, we heard rumors, I heard rumors, that the statue would cry in the calm of the storm. He approached the statue, was met with one of your citizens, I assume. She just magically disappeared, but it's not the matter. She told me that the axe was in pieces and had to be reassembled. I put the pieces together and a small chunk was missing. I did hear crying. I found a apparition in your graveyard. She was very violent. And violent specifically towards me. I held my ground and begged her to help her people. And she did. I got the small missing chunk from her, reassembled the axe, and I can assure you, we have already tested our magics on it. This is the relic. This is the weapon that that statue bore. It is the true orc splitter.
And what would you have for it?
Again, your trust.
Yes, but trust is a word. What
Trust
would
is a
you...
word, but I also could have just stole it, and you would have not known the wiser. You all have written off that axe for how long now? The statue for how long now?
See, you are getting angry at me for little to no reason. I am simply asking you what you want that's concrete. I can say I give you trust, but it is not concrete. You hand me something physical, so I return to you with something in exchange. What would you seek in exchange that is not my word? Something I can give you that's concrete.
I do apologize. I'm not trying to play angry. Just my particular mini overgod had a really shit day at work and is extraordinarily tired and irritable. There may be a time soon very soon, in which we will make a stand against the cults. With this show of trust, we would like to ask you to join us, not the Oculus. Us.
When you need aid, send word. I will send you aid.
And I will bow and back up towards the group. Just leave the axe right there on his desk.
And then he kind of just looks at you all and leaves it there for a second. And then he, like, kind of hops off his chair and then walks over to it, and he takes it and he goes and grabs, like, a weapon case. It just looks like something that would hold something fancy, and he sets it in there for now. Seems to be like a placeholder. As he closes it and turns to you all and says, "We thank you, to a degree, but do know that people will still be wary of your entrance the next time you arrive. You know, we'll have to keep eyes on you, whether we trust you or not, to keep the peace of the people. I have to seem neutral in everything at the very least."
Fortunately, neutrality won't last very long. The cultists will know they failed here, and they'll send some of their men to rectify that. Neutrality is no longer an option.
Yes, and when they send men to rectify it, they'll have to deal with my men. And I guarantee you the men that they send will be overconfident, and they will be buried in the sand, the place that they like the least.
Yes, now you have a new toy to bury in their heads. We understand you and your people's hesitancy and the need for neutrality. We wish you luck and your blades ring true. You'll take our leave and shouldn't have a reason to return.
Don't die before you call aid. I'd hate to owe a ghost.
Wouldn't dream of it. Take
Ooh.
care.
Be safe as well, and thank you for the hospitality you were able to share.
He nods his head to you.
No. Turn to the party. We should honor our word. Take our leave.
That sounds good.
And we do so.
So, you guys are able to leave Thornhold. And arrive back.
We're leaving the whole place?
Yep.
Why are we leaving?
Why do we? Why would we stay?
We still gotta find the entrance?
You don't have to.
Other entrances to the
Also-
Underdark.
Have a
I mean,
good
yeah,
idea
but-
of what the entrance is.
I mean, yeah, I do too.
I'm guessing what he was saying is the entrance for now is sealed off, and with the cult's activity being stopped, there's no way to directly find it. Unless we want to spend another day searching, but also our searching will be a bit observed more than before.
Also, a lot of explosions or explosives would be needed to clear the way. About
true.
There goes that plan.
Okay.
It wouldn't have worked.
Alternative
If
route.
you were
Fireball,
going to use that
fireball,
spell,
fireball.
if you were going to use that spell, it wouldn't have worked. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay, fine. Well, we know where it is.
In case we ever really need to find another way in or come to their help, we'll be able to do what we can. Till then, we have about 4 days left until it's time to be able
3
to use
days,
the crystal. 3 days? Okay.
Yeah, because there was 1 day, 2 day, 3-day. 4-day we slept. This is the 5th day.
Indeed.
Or when we're outside of the city, could I ask a guard something?
Sure.
The area, I don't know if you'll know too much about the area outside of here, but have you heard of any nomadic tribes wandering around out here?
He points towards a mountain range and says, mountains. Not a lot of nomads that go through mountains.
All right. Thank you.
Just nods his head and kind of shrugs and apologizes.
That's more than I had before, so you were very helpful, sir, and thank you for all that you do. And if, since we have some time before we go back, sleeping on some mountainsides wouldn't be the most convenient, but would you mind if we spend 3 days look around the mountains for any sign of the nomads that helped us out? Yeah, well, we were by word.
I think... Actually, I'm looking at my stuff. I have 6 days out of 7 on the stone, so I'm trying to think of what I accidentally added or missed.
Oh, right. I forgot that we teleported 2 days away from Thornhold, so...
Yeah, so it's 1 day,
One-
2 day. We...
Got there on the 3rd day. Spent the next
to wait
day...
the next day for the permit. Got the permit, the fight, then we had another sleep, and then we woke up today.
So yeah, that sounds right, about 6 days. I forgot that we didn't teleport directly to Thornhold.
No, you did not.
Well, never mind then. Oh, sorry. Should we just camp outside the city, or should we move on down to the road and camp out there? Where, I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to go back to that swamp anytime soon. It kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies.
I think we
You're
should
telling me.
honor the fact that we have our new tenuous trusts with Thornhold and leave them to their own as much as possible. So, last thing we have to go to the swamp, but maybe not directly outside the city. At least within vision.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay, which way are we going?
Guess if we're gonna travel a bit away, we'll either go here to avoid, because up here was where the swamp was. So
Yeah, that was the edge of it.
going here will be by some mountains and the road. Camp out here and get ready to teleport back the next morning.
All right, so
Oh,
Go
we need to make sure to collect pocket as well and pay off anything that is remaining.
That is right.
So you guys go back and pick up Pocket?
Yeah.
Yeah, on our way out.
So unfortunately, I'm just kidding. So you guys get there, and Pocket is totally fine, hanging out, eat and feed.
How do we on our way out? We paid for what, like a week, right?
He nods his head.
Thank you for taking care of my horse.
Yeah, he was a good horse. I forgot his accent already, sorry. So I don't know if I'm doing the right one, but I'm doing one.
You better be he came from this magic robe. And I'll just grab him and just walk away.
You see his jaw start to slowly open and his head turn to the side.
pay him no mind. He's a bit eccentric, but
I mean, it is true.
it is. But he still.
You see him start like shake his head and look back and forth like he's trying to find someone to tell this to.
I
Listen.
want to.
Be, be safe now. You hear? There's a lot of dangers out there.
It's magic pocket.
I do have an idea. I think. Okay. I will gather the rest of the group.
Oh shit! Hold on. I have to retcon one last thing because I forgot about this. This is me being tired, so I am so fucking sorry. Give me a second. Let me find it. I found. I have to find where I put it in here. I wrote a note to myself and I put it in the wrong place. Sorry. Un momento. This would be like right when you guys are leaving. Like you guys are going to your beds or like you're in to collect your stuff and leave.
We're in the inn, right?
We'll say yes for now.
Okay.
Because
I want to say something to the group first.
You can do that before you get to your door.
I think we should spend one more night. These people, they value their story so much that it always spreads around. Even the oldest and the youngest will hear them. I think we should spend the night and tell our stories to the drunkards so that they can spread it around town.
So that it can get back to the city officials and they shut it down because we work for the Oculus.
Well, we'll be leaving anyway, regardless.
Right, but everything that we just did to earn their trust could be shattered in the instance that they know that we spread those stories. Because no one else would know those stories. Except us.
Except them, and they can tell them whatever they want. But if they hear the story from us, then they would know what we had to say.
Where the fuck did I put it?
What if we told them just not associated with the Oculus, just
Maybe we can
adventures?
tell that farmer. He seemed interested in us. Maybe we could tell him our story, and then he can spread it around town. It's far away from the town. He goes
I
there
don't
frequently
understand
to drink.
the purpose. We already have their assured assistance when it is
We
called
only
for.
have
Oh, here we go.
we only have the officials' trust. We need the people's trust. We don't have the people's trust. We only have their trust.
That is why he wants to appear to be neutral for his people, because
Exactly.
that is what they believe.
He did say he has to appear neutral for the people.
Wait, what do you mean?
I also think that it is better for him and for his people to be neutral, because it leaves a target
At the very
on their
least,
back.
the people know that there was a fight, and I'm sure they'll be very interested in what happened to it.
I mean,
Would they be? There's no evidence of that.
there may be some people who saw us carrying the body from the beach to through the village. I mean, a lot of people were probably ordered to stay indoors and everything, but when that happens, I know any looky-loos that can be are looking out and seeing probably what they saw. We may get more questions than we're prepared for if we go to the taverns and be known as the people who carried a dead body throughout the streets on the
Oh
day
my god,
that
what time was it when that fight happened? Wasn't it late?
It was like midnight.
yes, but there was large explosions from the lighthouse, so may make people even more curious.
Vash, what is your opinion? You're awful quiet.
Sorry, potatoes.
Jack's new nickname.
I really don't have a opinion.
you think that it is neither a good nor a bad idea, just simply an idea?
Yep. No, I mean, I don't know that it's going to prove worth anything. I don't really. It's whatever.
That is your answer to literally everything. Do you have an opinion on anything?
No. No.
Valid.
He's gonna have an opinion of me after the end of the campaign. That's for sure.
One of the old men that you told me who passed away in his sleep, fearful of the crashing wave, and one of the old men in the tavern who told me his stories of his fear of the water crashing wave. Sorry, damn. Shouldn't we at least tell them the story and how we were able to rid of this dangerous individuals? Not everyone speaks up, but at the very least, it puts that ease of mind to them.
How many days until we can port again?
1.
Oh, well, who cares? Let's just stay. What's the difference? Where are we going to go for one day?
I don't understand how you can see everything that we just went through, the conversation that we just had, and everything that man said, and you want to go back into the city that we promised we would leave to spread the truth to us, but the rumors to them, which would eventually make its way back to the officials, completely undoing everything we just did.
Yeah.
To be fair, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear the part where we said we promised to leave.
Yeah.
I literally shut up at the very end of the conversation and suddenly we're leaving.
Yeah, we said it was probably best if we left, and he said if we do come back, we're going to be heavily watched over for causing such a commotion to their peaceful village.
Yeah. If you want my honest opinion about what just happened there, I'm kind of annoyed, and I'm always kind of annoyed because we just literally saved them, and they didn't even give us. They didn't even say thank you. Like, does that guy even own a suit? What the fuck's happening here?
Does he own a suit? He was wearing a suit or the equivalent of a suit when he walked in.
No, but like seriously, we dispatched some evil cultists, prevented his town from being destroyed. We didn't get a thank you. We didn't get a reward. We didn't get anything. In fact, we were almost scolded and told the next time we show our faces around there, they're going to keep a close eye on us.
To be fair, I denied the reward. He did offer.
Well, no. The reward that you denied was for returning the axe. Separate thing. Completely separate. Without the axe involved. Just us being there and fixing the problem that was about to befall them. And we got what? A kick on the ass out the door? And we're going to keep our eyes on you? That's bullshit. Everybody in this world sucks. Nobody... This is why we need to fix this. This is exactly why. Civilization's morale is in the toilet because of these goddamn cults, and shit like this just continues to happen. I'm not sure if I'm mad at them anymore, or if I'm just mad at the cults for causing this, or what. I'm just mad, okay?
He multi-classes into barbarian. Sorry.
I would take a dip if we could at this point. Let's do it.
Temporary 5-minute dip.
I'm going to put my toe in, okay?
Just a rage. Just let me do it one time, and then I'm good.
No,
Got a raging rogue.
I understand your anger, but you have to understand his position. Yes, it was shitty the way it went down. Yes, I snapped at him when I shouldn't have. But that town chooses their neutrality to, as Aedyn said, not put a target on their back from either side.
We already have a target on our back.
Everyone has a fucking target on their back, but the target would be much larger if they openly aligned with the Oculus.
The target's already on their back. The crashing wave's already been here. We already dealt with them. They know someone killed them.
Crushing wave goes everywhere, mate. What the fuck are you talking about?
They already know that someone took care of them. If they don't know it was us, they must assume that it was the town itself. There it go. There you go against the crashing wave.
Right. Anyways,
Do you think they're able to talk to their water weirds and other water elementals?
left field, but probably.
Wait, well, one of them escaped, so, I mean,
I'm not saying that we should just tell the people to side with one side or the other. I'm just saying we tell our story and the epic fight that we had and leave it at that. They can't arrest us for telling a grand story now, can they?
I didn't say they could. I just don't understand the point.
The point is to inspire these people to do more.
Right, we inspire the people to do more, but the officials already stated that they would help us when required. Turns out people under officials listen to their officials regardless of what their belief is. Inspiring the people doesn't achieve anything, and we don't even know if it will inspire them because the people are neutral. They choose their neutrality.
I'm not saying that they should dissuade away from the neutrality. I'm just saying we tell our story. I'm not saying that they should align with us or that they should align with the other side. I'm just saying we set the record straight of what happened down there, and then we leave. We tell a grand story, and that's it.
I mean, personally, to be honest, if you want to tell them, go ahead. But I will not personally take part. I kind of agree with Jack.
I understand where you're coming from, Noche, but I feel at this time it's going to cause more problems.
We've already caused problem. What's one more?
What if that is the problem that breaks the officials' trust and we undo everything we just did?
Then this town dies regardless.
That is... What? We are not heroes.
I'm not here
Bards will
to.
not sing songs of our tales.
I'm not here to say I'm a hero. I'm here to win a
I
war.
will sing songs of tales.
I'm here to win a war that is upcoming and we have no chance of standing against. I'm not
Right.
saying that we should tell these people that we are heroes. I'm just saying we tell them our story of how we fought a grand fight.
How does that not
And
lead
we-
into a hero complex?
That is not a hero complex. That is instilling an idea. And what they do with the idea is up to them.
Oculus told us, suggested strongly, that we do this quietly, without causing as much of a hoopla as possible.
No, they gave you options.
Shut up.
They said
Oculus.
they said we can either keep to ourselves and deal with the problem, or they can say we go all out, attract attention to ourselves, and have people come to our side. That would bring more people. That would have more eyes of the cult on us. However, if we went the other route, then nobody knows what we did, and we have less allies along the road. So regardless, we already helped this town. We already told the officials. The Crashing Wave already knows that we've been here, and that these people essentially let us go because of it. So regardless of what we do, they're already a target, and so are we.
They were a target before we got here. Everyone's a target.
Now they're more of a target.
I fundamentally disagree, and I will not be going with you.
Fine, how about we just tell one individual our story? And from there, he can spread it around.
It doesn't change the concept. Story spreads regardless. Also, what if we create a conflicting narrative? The officials have a certain way that they want to approach this with their people, a certain way they want to deal with it, and certain things that they want to tell their people. And we go in and offer the truth, and I understand that it is the truth, and that creates a conflict between the people and the officials of Thornhold. They're gonna know how the story got out. We can do everything, again, undo everything we did, because we created a conflicting narrative within themselves. Did his internet die?
It seems like it.
Well, god damn it. That was a really good argument.
Noche.
Yep, there it is.
Hey, everything you just said, you have to say it again.
Man's house burning down and his internet going out. Man's can't catch a break.
He said something about like his internet's gonna sounds like it's gonna constantly go out tonight. So,
Vash,
does anyone else have opinions on the situation? While we wait for Noche to get back.
Vash, when you were doing your work in the past, did you ever do anything like espionage or anything? Do you know how these stories go? I don't.
Wasn't really my thing. No, there were several people that was their whole thing, was to, hang out on a corner or near a hotspot and literally just listen and collect information all day. I didn't have the patience for that kind of thing. So I would rather risk picking pockets and scamming the public than sit around and listen.
That's fair. Take a more
I
active role.
understand your frustration. What is your honest opinion of what would happen if we were to spread this story? You have to at least have an idea of how you think things would turn out.
If we were to return to
I'm back.
town and tell the story,
Yes.
I personally don't see how it changes anything. Unless there's somebody out there trying to paint us in a bad light and tweak the details of said story, then I don't know why we need to go preserve the truth.
What I miss?
You missed me asking you, what if it creates a conflicting narrative? What if the officials have a certain way and a certain thing they want to tell the people that happened? We go in and share the truth that is the actual truth, and suddenly the officials and those underneath them no longer trust each other themselves.
I don't see what the issue is. People always get their stories twisted up. Everyone always has a story to tell, and it's always different from people to people. That being said, we still have their trust, and we still have their aid. So even there are the conflicting stories, who cares? We still tell a grand story.
I think you're the only one at this point, mate, that still believes in this plan.
Because how else are you supposed to interact with these people? These people have a culture that's into them. You can see in this book, and I'll put on the Dwarven history, that everything is preserved, preserve their stories, preserve their stone, preserve their books, preserve the rumors and stories. In order to have it prevail, you must have it spread. So by telling our story, it spreads and people get the idea of what's going on. You cannot seriously tell me you spent all this time in town and have not learned a thing about them.
I have learned a thing about them. That it would preserve our story. I get the idea. I don't understand the purpose.
The purpose would be for the people to start thinking more from themselves and not thinking in such a binary concept, since the world is more complicated than that.
But it is their binary nature that has protected them for so long.
Exactly, and by instilling this idea, this story, it will have them think more outside their binary concept. That this thing is not something they can just keep outside, that they must act and think more for themselves. That maybe hiding away all the time is not a good idea. Because if regardless, if more of the crashing waves come and get killed, they'll just send more and more after them until there's nothing left of the town. We can't just leave and said good enough, since good enough is not really, well, good enough.
Has anyone's mind changed?
How about this? We have 4 entire cities that we have to go to. What if we, after we take care of them and we learn more about the people that we're trying to protect, we can find a way to have the stories brought back to them? Not just for one city, but multiple cities. That way it could also show the dangers of multiple cults as well. Saving one city, that's a big deal, and especially for the people who live there, but knowing that that people are looking out for not only them, but the rest of Faerun, in a way that kind of amplifies what it is, can build more than just one fight on a beach and be one fight after another protecting people, or at least putting our necks out for people, trying before something goes wrong. If we can build trust in multiple places, or build the ideals that you're searching for, and let those spread in that way, it would be a good time to either have us come back or have people come back and tell the story in their way. Because if someone else is singing our praises, that may mean a lot more than having somebody come in and trying to swing around their own business. Someone showing off someone else, that can mean a lot more. I think I understand what you're saying, and I think if we help more people and show that, and then come back, either ourselves or someone else, then it will hold a lot more weight.
Okay, I see the logic behind your argument, but what are the chances of us actually coming back to this place? Since by the time we come back, we will already be heavily looked upon, and there's no guarantee that any other merchants that we know of would actually pass along to come here on their own to tell us their stories if they're interested enough to tell it.
We'll have to probably...
So we'll have to come back with heavy eyes upon us and tell our story from a month ago. By then, some of the details would have been lost, or we can tell it as fresh as it is, so that the people know what went on, and we plant the seed already. We have to let these people come up with the idea to come up to fight the cultists on themselves, rather than us saying them directly to fight them on our behalf, so that more people are willing to do so, rather than some other bygone rumor from a month from now that tells them to do it.
Wait, we haven't left yet? Question mark?
Nope. We're still in the tavern. We're still
You guys are
Johnny
in the tavern because I retconned something because I'm a dumbass and forgot something that I was supposed to do that's kind of important.
Oh,
So you guys are
that's right, and we were having this argument before you could even get to that.
Yep.
Well, let's just experience whatever next event is, and then we'll revisit.
Okay.
Go ahead, Rico.
So as you guys approach the door, no promises, you guys see that there's a knife stabbed into it and a note attached.
Oh yeah, I think that might be your calling card, Vash.
I inspect the dagger note without touching it first.
Make an investigation roll.
I don't want to get poisoned.
Just cautiously left
I'm gonna
probably.
knack it, just because fuck it, why not?
Okay.
15 total.
To your best knowledge, it seems clear of any sort of anything, really. It just seems to be a knife attached to a door. That you
Okay.
can see.
Then I yank the knife out of the door and read the note.
I messaged you. It's in your sheet. Written in a language that no one understands except for you. It's not a language necessarily, but a bunch of symbols and scrawlings.
Well, feel free to share with the class.
Oh, I'm
Who am I
being
kidding? I didn't go
invited.
to school. I'm an idiot.
I'm being invited to a private one-on-one conversation regarding the Black Network, and looks like there's going to be some drinking.
Does it say
Sounds
when
like
you have to go?
no, there's no date, time, place, anything.
All
But
those
I
things
would
are listed. I'm just your DM's not smart enough to put those inside of a note because it's me. So
Gotcha.
pretend those things are there.
Yep, it's at this place at this time.
Is this time
Just-
close?
It'll just be outside the city walls. It's tonight outside the city walls.
Yeah.
In like a specific part of like the forest, the tree lines. He marked it for you.
Okay.
Well, looks like we have to stay the night regardless. If we want to indulge Vash's little entourage.
Entirely up to Vash if he actually wants to pursue it. But
Yeah. If you guys are down to stay, I'd like to know a little bit more about what's going on with the network, because I know nothing. It's been,
sure,
you know,
you can stay for
100
that.
years.
That sounds like a good. Any source of information that we can get is probably good. It's asking to go by yourself. Are you going to be okay with that?
Yeah, I think I have some... how do I put it? Safety measures I'll take. But, yeah. I'll link psychically with you guys before I go. And if there's any trouble and I'm able to mentally scream at you, then I will.
All right. That's reassuring, knowing that we'll still be there with you even if we're not there.
What time is it? How long till this meeting?
Like 12 hours. It's like noonish right now. Like a little bit after, probably.
Okay. Is there a medical store in town? Or a hospital, healer, medicine-related tent?
Hold on. Looking at my list of stuff. Hold on. Nothing open to the public.
Okay.
Yeah, we do have the writ of passage. That might be able to get you in.
Yeah, I think that only cleared us for those certain areas that we specified, right?
Well, it was for a period of time, and that time has now passed.
Ooh. Do we still have it, though?
Sure.
Okay. Can I see it? I'd like to read it.
I do not have it written out.
No, I mean,
So you know.
not literally. Like, my character would like to... Let's see. I'd like to examine an example of handwriting or a kind of document. I have false identity because I'm a charlatan, so I can forge. I can make an exact copy of it. And I have a forgery kit. I could just change the date.
So I would say to make an exact copy you can do because it's in the feat, but to change anything you'd have to make a roll.
Yeah. I mean, I have a forgery kit with a rolling query and everything.
Wait, what are you trying to do?
But I
Forged
don't know.
document.
You would have to tell me what the DC is, I suppose. But yeah, it says if you're using your forgery kit, you can create a copy of a document or forge somebody's handwriting or signature.
So when you are pointed in the direction of where this place would be, you are pointed into the household like home, like their big building in the back.
Oh, literally the guy that would have written it or signed it or whatever? Yeah, that's probably not going to work then.
Not necessarily like exactly where he is, but yes, in the same house as him.
Yeah, that's risky. Probably too risky. Because if I get caught, I'm probably going to a cell, and then I miss my meeting. So it would be fun to do it, but I don't think it's worth the risk.
Oh, that is a very clever idea. I gotta say, I
I really want to get my hands on a syringe. But it's not in the cards, not today. We'll keep trying.
So, we have some time to kill. What do you think it would be good if we relaxed for a bit until it's time for Vash to head out? And at that point, if you want to go and talk to some people in the tavern, then I think we'll discuss if you want to still do that. And if there's anything else people want to check in with, that would be probably good time since we have some time. I might go tell a guard to ask let them know that we'll be staying one more night here with their permission, just to get ourselves ready for the journey back home. And I go and run off and do that to just let them know.
So it doesn't take long for you to you have to go to the stones. You end up getting pointed in 24 directions. It takes you forever, pretty much on a goose chase for a little bit. They send you to the stones half house, and then they're just kind of shrug their shoulders and you're gonna be like, okay, and you end up getting told that it is a-okay. You just have to pay your normal fees for the inn and stuff.
While I have you here, there was two things I wanted to check on. I was talking to a guard earlier about some nomads in the area by the mountains. Have you gotten any bigger reports in about that?
We don't pay attention to nomadic folk up here in Thornhold. We're stuck on this cliffside for the most part. We watch over Clan Stone's house, so even the people here and within are usually focused on that and paid enough to not care about anything else outside of it, unfortunately. For you, at least. Not unfortunate for me.
That's fair. I'm glad you're keeping your people safe. That's the first thing. The other thing is, my friend was he's looking for some medical supplies. Would, with your grace, we be allowed to purchase anything from medical center or anything like that if you have it? I know he
it's
uses
it's not up to us. We'd have to ask Thrain to see what he thinks, because it's for the guards and the nobles more than anything, because most common folk can't afford half the things that go around up there.
I would very much appreciate it if you allowed me to, or if you would do it on our behalf. Just with your grace, with his grace, be allowed to do that. I'm fine doing a credit check or anything to show that we have the finances for any purchases from them.
You probably make more than us being an adventurer and all that. It'll take us about a day.
Oh, all right. Yes, we'll be staying at the inn. So if anyone learns by tomorrow morning and you have the time, would you send word if we can stop by there before we head out?
Yeah, no worries.
All right. Thank you again for your time, and thank you for keeping the people safe here. I'll give a little bow and run off and let them know that's fine that we can stay for another day, and tell Vash that I asked if it would be all right if we were able to purchase anything from their medical supplies.
I imagined Nash skipped away.
At least
I don't know
swirling
why,
my
just
tail
with it
tail
just in
back
my
and
head.
forth.
So, anything else from anybody besides waiting?
Nope.
Noche, are you still connected to us? Can you hear us?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
What about long rest related activities? Is that something we're doing before this, or?
I'm debating. Yeah, probably before.
Okay. Is that something we want to do now, or are we still like RPing out the day before we get to that?
Sounds like we can do that, because it doesn't sound like anyone else has anything else.
Okay. Well, I want to take my long rest activity. I want to try to make a vial of torpor.
Okay.
$16 is not high enough as a perfect. Oh wait, I'm proficient. Can I knack it? Or no, that doesn't. It's only with. I think I asked that.
I think it's only checks. Yeah, I would not allow for tool checks specifically.
Yeah, that. I buy that. Where is it? Torpor. DC.
You'll probably get there faster than me.
16. Oh no, that's Gorgon's breath. DC 18 is perfect. So 16 is a potent.
Yes, 18. Okay. Torpor?
Yeah.
Mine's 14 potent, 18 for perfected.
Yeah, that's what I rolled a 16 though, so it's a potent.
Oh, it's a 16. I thought it was an 18. Sorry, my bad.
No, I wish I rolled an 18. But 'tis what 'tis. I'll take a potent one.
Did I? Oh, I did put there. I did put the DC.
Okay, and that's what? Nothing extra, right? Small vial, salt, triple flour.
What else for everyone else?
Can I experiment by trying to make something random?
You can certainly try, but failing just burns all of your ingredients, including potion bottle. Just as a heads up.
That is totally fine. I'm going to use. I just want to see what happens. I want to try using a greater empty vial.
Okay.
Use an owlbear feather, arcane and magical salts, and I also want to mix in a Pegasus feather. Pegasus feather usually gives you the effects of bless, and I recently found out that the owlbear gave you the effects of enlarge. So I want to see if I can just make a potion, because both of these make you feel essentially stronger because of different effects. So I just want to see if I can make a potion that essentially makes you feel stronger.
Okay. It's not going to give you a giant strength potion, I'll tell you that right now.
No, not that, but like something, you get where I'm going at with this, right?
So when you're experimenting, it is not going to be like, I'm trying to make a thing based on these effects. I have set stuff. If you make it, you make it. If you don't, you don't.
Okay, that's fine. Let's roll it up.
For now. I am probably going to switch to the idea that I had earlier, where it's going to be simpler, so it makes more sense, and then there won't be, like, experimentation.
Okay, that's fine. 24.
Which will be the only down part, I guess, of the new system. At 24, as you put the stuff together, you are kind of mixing them and putting them stuff together, and you feel like you see, like, it starts to, like, glow, like it's going to be, like, that potion, I think it's Pegasus' heroism, isn't it? Specifically, if I remember correctly.
No, I'm pretty sure it's blessed. I have my recipes here. Potion of heroism. Yeah, heroism. No wait.
That was right. So you see it glow, like it's gonna
Oh, okay.
end up turning out like the potion of heroism, but then you see it kind of like bubble and change, like it's gonna look like the growth, and then it kind of starts to like fizzle down. And as you kind of put them together, you kind of figure out that the effects are both they're not null and void on each side, but what you have instead is a potion of I'm looking. Hold on. I'm gonna mute myself. Yeah, based on the ingredients, you could choose one or the other. Like you'd be able, you see that like with the recipe the way it's going, you could boil it and choose to have one or the other, but you wouldn't be able to get both, and it would just be a regular version of one.
Oh, so one or the other? Okay.
Yeah,
We'll go.
they don't seem to be compatible components.
Yeah, we'll go with heroism.
Fantastic. Potion of heroism created.
Is it just a regular version?
Yes, it is the basic version because you had to save it from being destroyed.
Cool.
They're not totally and entirely indifferent or different from each other, but they're just enough that they are not compatible. Or you're missing an ingredient. Maybe. Who knows? Only I do. Alright. Aedyn, do you have anything?
1 sec.
Well, your name's not Aedyn, so you're fine.
I feel like I already asked this, but for the gemstone, or yeah, do I have to have that specific type, or is it just like what it's labeled?
It'll be
as?
labeled. It says like onyx, it just means regular onyx. You don't have access to anything that requires a greater gem yet, I don't think. Unless I put them in there in the last ones. I have to look at your stuff because I
don't think
forget
so.
crap.
Okay, so like what the gem is labeled as, I need that gem to be able to
Yep.
do that.
It'll say
Okay.
like greater amber, for example. It won't just say amber.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So it'll say like greater amber if I need a greater amber
Yes.
or
And
that. Okay.
same thing, it'll say noble or masterful. It'll say the kind of gem that you require, and then it'll give a description of the what it does. I'm going to also add in like actual runes and stuff, like what they look like and shit, just for flavor and fun. But you have to give me a long time for that, because one, I'm not an artist, and two, I have to either find stuff that makes sense or create stuff all entirely on my own somehow.
Okay. And I have to know what I want to mark it with before I can.
Yes, so yours is like you need like the onyx one is specific. Like the regular onyx one, you have to carve the right rune onto it, and then that it benefits from that. So that's how it works. It's not like you can't experiment with shit with yours.
Mm-hmm. So, damn.
You can use. I will say this. You can use upper
Well,
levels. So like
yeah.
you could carve a rune from like you could carve a rune from the onyx onto a greater onyx, and get the benefits of the onyx one.
Oh, okay.
If
Because I have,
as an example.
Because I have greater onyx and greater.
So yes,
ruby
just
and
like anything
greater
else, you
sapphire.
could use upper versions of stuff and downgrade, and like
Well,
the effect.
Yeah, I can, but do I want to? No.
It is up to you, buddy.
It's a waste.
Because
Waste
yes,
of my money.
it does consume the gemstone. Well, it's not consumed; it's permanently inscribed with that rune.
Yeah.
Should I move on while you think for a second?
Yeah.
Nash, because you're the next person I thought of for some reason.
Since I want to save my ingredients and we have steady supply of food here, I'll do another day of reading.
All right, Jack.
Are we doing long rest activities?
Yep, long rest activities
We are
currently.
in Thornhold?
Yes, in Thornhold.
Nothing.
Fantastic. He jorks it. All right. I did Vash. Aedyn, back to you already. Sorry, bud. Didn't give you very long.
So like I don't know anything that I could use graders for. But I get them next level.
You will get a small set of them. Hold on. No. Okay, hold on. So yes, you'll get stuff. Again, this isn't like necessarily something that Aedyn knows necessarily, but I'm just going to try to be a little transparent because yours. Again, I'm messing with
Yeah.
yours. You get straight up new ones you can choose from, like a list that you can choose from. Like we'll just say through practice or whatever. I'll come up with something for it. You get them at your proficiency bonus upgrades, and then you get some. You get access or your prereqs. All your So like when you get like a book or a recipe or something, all the prereqs are at 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19. So you get to choose your next ones that you get to choose from are 9. 7 is where the graders come in as an access, but you have to find the recipe still.
Like how I got the adept rune carving book.
Yes,
Like,
you
I
have to
need,
find like
a
a
better
book
one to
or
be
like
able to. Okay.
a book or like a recipe. You can find individual ones as well and stuff like that. So shit. Who died?
Would
Noche?
I also need?
Yep.
Yeah.
I just
Would I
gotta make
also
sure it's
need
not.
a better?
Nope, your
rune crafting
toolkits.
tools?
Nope, your toolkits are
Okay.
good for everything. They are just you're able to upgrade their power to make it more consistent for crafting. So like your basic ones are good for lower level stuff. When you get into really high level stuff, you're gonna want to rely on higher level stuff with upgrades. So like your tool upgrades, this goes for everyone, can go up to like +5 as the highest upgrade toolkit you can get,
Okay.
and they're mad expensive.
Yeah, because I bought a +2 and spent a lot of money. Could I like go to the gym shop and just buy what would be the next highest book? Because I bought an adept one.
You have to let me see. Let's see if you have enough
'Cause I know it
money.
was like a bundle with the tool set.
It is. I'm glad I labeled these better on my next ones. All my notes have gotten better and better as I've started rewriting and editing stuff. And this one I am regretting because is. Where is it? Oh, here it is. The next one is for experts and it's 10,000.
Just a book.
I heard someone giggle. Yeah. Well, it comes with the tool too. It comes with tools.
Okay. I can't just get the book.
No, it's
What is
like.
this?
We'll say the way it is it's like a manufactured as is. So it's like a big giant like unopened box and it has a really good tool set unused in it and it comes with the books as well. It's more like you're getting the tool set and the book is like an extra. In this case, like yes, this store only has the combo sets.
Okay.
Sorry, dear, they're only from the manufacturer.
This dwarf is from Jersey.
Yep, I mixed those accents totally because I was trying to go southern, but my brain doesn't work well enough to make it work. So, yep, you guys got a Jersey Southern belle now. You're welcome. She has a beard, just so you remember. So it totally makes sense.
Okay.
Are you going to do anything else?
Um. No.
Okay. I will then move to Vash for nighttime. So, nighttime comes around, Vash. What do you want to do? We'll say it's close-ish. You probably have like 30 minutes before your meeting. Ish, because time is a construct in D&D. It's actually not a construct. It doesn't exist in D&D like that, but...
I don't think I need to do any preparing. I think I have what I need. I will have a... Well, do I need to tell you if I'm prepping things? Like...
As the DM, yes, unfortunately. I know, like, you're trying to hide stuff, and I get that, but I promise I'll be fair about it.
No, you're good. I just wanted to make sure, like, mechanically. Like, if I wanted to have a vial of torpor ready to go, and not have to reach into my bag of holding, basically.
You would have to hide it in, like, your hands on the way there.
Okay.
or something. Like that would, if you put it in like your pocket or something, you could too. But it would be like obviously like an increased DC to like reach for it without being seen. Like, so
Okay.
I don't know. Unless you can come up with like a more creative idea that you have something that's not going to be obvious or something, it's still going to be like you'll have to make a roll
Yeah.
to see if he sees it or whatever. But
Right. So that's basically it. I want to have a vial of torpor at the ready. And yeah, that's it.
so the closest you can get to ready is like in your hands.
Yep.
So, and I would say you'd have to make a sleight of hand check to hide it from the area if you're trying to hide it. Unless you literally don't care, then it doesn't matter. But if you're trying to hide it, then I'd say you have to make a sleight of hand check against his stuff. But you can make it now because you're preparing it now. So you're not making it against him currently. Obviously, like if he's watching you now, you don't know that.
Okay.
Okay. So, what are you gonna do outside of having this ready?
I guess just head to the aforementioned meeting spot and wait.
All right. So you drag yourself off.
Is it too late? I forgot one thing.
Depends.
I wanted
What do you
to establish a psychic whispers link with the boys.
Ooh. Should I punish that one? You know what? I'm gonna make you roll a d20. If it rolls even, no. If it rolls odd, yes, you can.
Okay. Advanced roller. Push that button. Ooh. That's an odd.
Okay.
What, did you already die?
Yep,
Yeah.
I killed him.
Yeah, I'm dead.
That's what the one was. Go ahead.
All right. Before I go, establishing a psychic whispers link between myself and Jack, Nash, and Noche. And then
Fuck Aedyn again.
I will. Sorry.
Nothing.
I will send him a message, letting them know, hey, I'm heading to my meeting. I will let you know what's going on as soon as I know. And if you don't hear from me by, say, like 4 a.m., there was trouble, and yeah, I'm likely kidnapped or dead.
In case you
new rogue. Got it.
In case you need to make an escape or anything, remember that you have the invisibility potion that might be able to help in a tricky situation.
Yeah, actually, our psychic link will only last for an hour, so if I haven't chimed in by 1, we have a problem.
Duly noted.
All right.
Stay safe.
So, one thing I want to say is I also wouldn't want to psychically link myself to the bard who whispers mad nothings all the time.
Yeah,
So-
nothing personal, Andrew, Aedyn. Yeah,
You just-
I'm
every
scared of
occasionally
being in your head.
He's just walking down the street and saying, and every
sure
like,
it's nothing personal?
every like couple feet you just hear wood.
Wait. As much as I want to
You
get
mentioned
to
that
know
when you're
your,
okay.
much as he wants to get to know your mommy a bit more, I don't know if
Dude, there's like 20 of them this town.
It's only 2 so far.
That we know of.
I mean, Nash's horns are pointier than mine.
Good luck. Don't die.
Alright, I'm dragging Vash. You guys
Thanks.
can have this. So you make your way out of the city, and you get closer to the area, and you arrive in the tree line. You're not exactly where he stated for you to be yet, but you're getting close. What would you like to do?
I'd probably climb a tree and take a
Okay.
vantage point over the area that
It
we're
is
supposed to be
hard.
in.
So, like, even if you find the highest tree among them, there's still enough, like, tree coverage and stuff that, like, it would be really hard to see through the tops of the trees and stuff, but you can certainly try it.
Yeah, I don't want to go high. I don't want to get into the tallest tree. I just want to be outside of, like, standard line of eyesight, even if it's just, like, 8 feet up. You know what I mean?
Okay. Go ahead and then make a perception check as you climb a tree and get a vantage point of some sort.
Oh. Well, I'm on
So
the
you're
extremes
looking
today.
when you're looking through, you kind of, I mean, to be fair, the one didn't really mean anything, so, well, I guess the 1 hour sucks, but as you're kind of looking through, you do see that it is, like, it seems to be rather quiet in the area. Like, there seems to be, like, an eerie silence. It's not, like, creepy, like something's gonna sneak up on you, or, like, there's a ghost in the area, but it's just, like, there's not as much wildlife as you would expect. Like, something, like, the area was cleared for a reason. You don't see anybody or anything when you approach. When you kind of take your vantage point, you begin to look, but you definitely know that, like, you're approaching the area and that the area has been cleared. Almost a path has been cleared as well. That way nothing gets in the way or sees what's going on, animal or otherwise.
Okay. I'll probably just keep an eye in that general direction until I see our guy.
Okay. So, 20-ish minutes pass, and then it's about the meeting time. You look through the area, and you don't see exactly what you don't see anything that you're looking for quite yet. But as you kind of take like a deeper look, you do see what looks like almost like we're gonna call it unnatural, but it's made of trees and stuff. It looks like a table and chairs in the distance.
Oh.
I didn't realize that you were trying to get close enough to see the area. Otherwise, I would have described it differently. So that's my bad.
No, you're good. Well, I'm not gonna ambush him or anything, so I will come out of my hiding place and head towards what I would assume is the table of meeting.
So as you approach the table, you hear an echo of voices. It sounds like it's coming from every direction. You've arrived. I'm glad to see you, Vashir.
Is this in my head? Is it like...
Nope, it is out loud. It's
Okay.
it's not like incredibly loud. It just seems like it's coming from different directions. Like you turn and you look and you can't pinpoint the exact location because it sounds like he's behind you, but then you turn around and it sounds like he's on your left, and you turn to your left and it sounds like he's, to your right, and then you look to your right and then it sounds like he's behind you again. It's just kind of like a confusing direction of noises.
I'll pull a chair out from the table, motion for just a grand gesture for whoever to have a seat, and then I'll walk to the other side and pull out the other chair and have a seat myself. And I will say as I wait for them to come, that's a cute little trick. And then as I'm talking, I'd like to pull down the hood, take the mask down, just kind of put it all out there and say, I don't know how you know my name or who I am, but I'd like to find out.
But as soon, not but, sorry, I don't know why I said but. As you sit and you said these things, you see the echoes don't stop, but you see a figure approaching from the tree line. It seems like there's like 5 or 6 of them, like different shadows kind of just slowly edging in, but they seem to kind of like start slowly combining the closer and closer into the light that they get, as if it's like one being, as the echoes as the voices echo throughout this like canopy of trees. And that is what we're here to discuss. I want to have a conversation with someone with the same background as I. So let us talk, Vash. And then he steps in, and as he's in like the glow of the moonlight in this small clearing, you see that like these shadows kind of just conform to him, and he becomes one being as he steps up to you. Tell me. Go ahead. Do what you're gonna do first.
I was gonna ask, so can I clearly see his face now?
Not quite yet. He still has a mask and hood on.
Okay. Alright.
Give me a second. My brain isn't working. Yeah, I figured my brain isn't working, so I'm just taking a second to try to remember what I was doing. Or what I was going to say specifically. I knew what I was doing. What was I going to say? So, tell me, Vash, how many of your friends know of this meeting? How many are you linked to?
Well, they all know. None of them are present. And I'm linked to 3 of them. So, just put it out there for you, yeah?
Let's do us both a favor. Sever it. Keep this conversation between the 2 of us. And I mean just the 2 of us. None of your Pricked ears, none of mine.
Before I just blindly agree to that, why?
Because I want this to be a conversation between us, Vash, not everyone else. And I believe that the information I wish to explain to you, the things that we have a conversation about tonight, are best left between two serpents of the Black Network. And that it may be best if there's no hesitance, no concern, no leaks of information.
Alright, that's fair. Just a moment. Telepathically to the group.
I'll just drag you up there and let you do it.
Alright.
I suppose it's just to tell them.
Telepathic message incoming to everyone. This guy knows a lot about me. He knows that we're connected. We can't continue the conversation until I break the connection. So this is going to be my last transmission, and hopefully you see me later on tonight. Otherwise, it was nice knowing you.
If
You
we
have
don't
2 hours. If not, we're hunting you down.
exactly.
All right, end transmission.
Alright. And then you see him, like,
Broken.
as you break it, you kind of see him, like, shiver for a second. Ugh. Always an uncomfortable feeling. So, and then he reaches into his, like, he starts to reach into his coat. And as he kind of reaches in and slowly brings something out, he pulls out a glass bottle. And he swirls it. A fine wine I've brought for our meeting. A celebration, perhaps. Before I answer or say anything, I want to make sure you understand that I want to be truthful with you. And he sets down, then he reaches into his coat and takes out 2 cups, sets them, and then he pulls off his hood and his mask. He is a gray-haired dwarf. His eyes are a deep gray as well. His lips look almost blue. His skin is like this weird, like, almost like pale tone, but like a darkened pale. It's really interesting. He almost looks like dead by the way he looks, except for, like, you know, hair is there, fingernails are there. Like, he doesn't look gaunt. He looks like full and like lively physically, but something just feels off about like his presence. Before you ask anything, let us drink to the occasion. He pours 2 drinks, one for you and one for him, and then he sets it down. But then he reaches into his coat again and pulls out a small vial. He takes it, unscrews it, and then he drops 2 drops into each drink. And then he seals it, puts it down, and hands you a drink. And then he raises his glass to you.
I look questioningly at the cup, at my cup, and then at his cup, and then to him with a raised eyebrow.
I told you I'd answer your questions. Do you think you'd believe me if I were to answer them now?
It's just...
If I was going to kill you, Vash, it'd be done already. You'll have to trust me on this one.
That's a fair point. Alright. I tip the drink back. And drink it.
And as you guys both take a drink, you swallow it in, like, it tastes great. It just tastes like wine, but then you taste, like, in a small aftertaste. It's a little sour. Kind of, like, your face kind of, like, you know, does, like, the sour thing. And you see his face do the same thing. Never my favorite cocktail. Truth serums and wine. And then he looks to you and says, so, now that you know that we'll both be telling the truth from here on out in this conversation, do you wish to continue it?
Why not? I don't know what you have
Fantastic.
to do. Feels like you already know everything that I do, and then some, so...
And then he claps, and everything goes dark. And you are just sitting in, like, a void of darkness. And it's just you, him, and 2 chairs and the table. Here, my pricked ears will not hear us. So, Vash, I'll let you ask me 2 questions. And in return, every 2 that you ask, I will ask 1. When you are out of questions, if you do not ask 2, I will still ask a question. So we have a fair trade of information, considering I dragged you out here into the dark, as he kind of holds his hands up. The void, as some people call it. So, Vash, what questions do you have?
Well, first and foremost, what is this void? Where are we?
Call it a domain away from the world. It is a gift granted upon me by my patron. I am not like you. I'm not a rogue in the normal senses. I am a warlock. My gifts were granted to me by a being much higher than us. And in return, he lets me have my secrets. So this is my place to have secrets. I told you I wouldn't have pricked ears in either one of our conversations.
Cool. All right. Question 2. What's your name?
Give DM a minute, because I have to find out where I put it. Hold on. I wrote it somewhere, but I don't remember where I put it, so give me a minute.
Yeah, you're good, man.
Is that him? Nope, that's not it. He has a name, but I don't know where it is. Give me a minute. I might have to like move on and then get you the name later, because he has one, and I know I wrote it down, just not where I put it. I thought I put it in one of the 2 spots, and I did not.
All good.
Because I found a name, but it's not right. Nope, that's not it. Ouch. Man, I did a really good job of preparing stuff. I know I'm fucking tired this week, Jesus Christ. I don't even know why, like, I didn't really do anything. I didn't do anything today, I didn't work or anything. I was off today.
Yeah, I do that all the time. I just fuck off and... Like, I know I have shit to do, and I just opt out.
I'm just gonna choose not to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happens with me and D&D. I'll have to get you his name, because I don't want to sit here and take all that time. He has a name, he'll tell you his name, and it's obviously the truth, but I don't remember where I put it, and I have to find it so I can give you the right name. Because every name I'm finding is just, I know is not right. Because I remember it, like, I remember the theme of the name, but I don't see the name yet.
For now, he is Zent Dwarf.
Yes, Zent Dwarf, gray hair, gray eyes.
Okay. Alright, so that's 2. What do you want from me? What's your question for me, I should say?
How would you feel if you and I could work together to bring back the Zentarum?
I would feel good about that, I think. The idea of bringing it back, I'm on board with. You, I don't know, so we need to build a relationship first.
And that is my plan. After our conversation, of course. Which is why I wanted us to be away from people who would listen and observe.
Alright, let's see. I guess my next question is, how do you know my name? Or anything about me?
Information is my game. That, and my patron's. He plays in knowledge and information, and trades in it. So, he asks me questions and I ask him questions. We help each other. My patron is where I get my information. I did some jobs for him, answered his questions, and in turn, he found me one of the few remaining Zent in the world.
Huh. Interesting. So then, I suppose I'd like to know... There's obviously so very few of us. What? Just the 2 of us that we know of thus far. Oh, yeah. So... How old are you then?
He is 409.
God damn. Okay. Alright, that's 2 from me. I guess 1 from you.
How would you like to be, we'll say it, the prince of the Zentarum, me the king?
I mean, I suppose it could be worse. I could learn to live with that. I don't need to be at the top. But, now that the questions are coming back my way, why do you want to be the king?
Because the Zentarum was a place of power, and I believe it should be again. And I don't want it to fall due to external circumstances again. So I want to make sure that the next time the Zentarum are alive, that no matter what comes its way, it stands up to it. Princes, kings, elements. Hell, the hells and the heavens themselves could come for the Zentrum, and I want to be able to stand a chance. And I believe I have ideas and ways to make that happen.
Yeah. I was going to suggest, too, that maybe the terms king and prince, maybe we pick different terms. Because that's kind of what these damn cultists are using the terms.
I'm
But
not beholden to any names yet. We can come up with titles and such later.
so I guess that brings me to my next question, which is, do you have any current affiliations with any of said cults or factions?
Not
or...
only in the professional manner. I use them to gain information, and I use them to oust enemies every here and there. But I turn on them just as quick as I turn on any other enemy. I see them as nothing but an enemy. In the end, that's what they will be. My enemy. Which is why I wanted to reach out to somebody who is better. Oh, I found it! Alright, are you ready?
Yeah, this is the name.
I'm going to have to... yes, this is the name. I'm going to have to spell it too. It is Tizgael Ashenblade.
Ooh.
Tiz
Uh-huh.
Gael, and then Ashen and Blade in one word. That's his name. I knew I fucking put it somewhere. Just put it somewhere really weird. Okay.
Okay. Got it. Gael? Tizgael?
Yes.
All right.
Tizgael.
Gotta rewrite my own handwriting.
Valid.
Gael. Tizgael. Okay. Nice. Alright, that's 2 again from me.
If I gave you the opportunity to be near the head of the Serpent and the Black Network, what would you give for it? What are you willing to give?
Well, I'd say pretty much everything or anything, with the small exception of my standing alliance with my current party mates. As it stands, I don't think I'd want to go ahead and kill any of them. Those kinds of things can change over time, but right now they're the only ones in my life that I don't think I necessarily would want to kill for any reason. So,
Nope.
that. But I don't really have any other guardrails.
No problems to me. I don't see them as an enemy of mine. I don't think that they'd get in the way. Rather, they could help you achieve these goals.
So then, next question. What is it that you seek from me? Outside of, reestablishing the Black Network. Specifically,
There-
what do you want?
A lot of things. saying specifically does not allow me to answer. It's too... Well, unfortunately. There are things I would need over time, things I will need to have your hand in learning about the world and other factions, where they lie, where their information is, how I can use that to build the Zentarum again. So that it is not what it was before, not 5 factions balanced, but the Zentarum at the crown, and the rest of them underneath it.
Okay. So like a low-key spy gig for you for the time being.
Spying and assassinations.
Oh, okay.
And maybe some other things, but that's the majority of it, I would say.
Well, sounds like nothing I've never done before. So, yeah. I guess my next question. Aside from the long game of reestablishing the Black Network and potentially becoming the number 2, what else are we looking at here as far as compensation for your assistance? Is there any perks going forward here?
Do you mean... I'm going to ask this as DM, but we'll just imagine he's asking it too. Are you asking for, like, when you achieve it, or on the way there?
A little bit of both. Kind of like, doing these things for you, will there be rewards? And B, are there, like, milestone rewards? Like, once I reach a certain point, will I have access to certain reagents and stuff that I may not have had before, so on and so forth?
Once we are established at the head of the Black Serpent, you will have the entire network to call upon, at your beck and call, because you will be, well, the second hand, or the right hand, to the crown wearer, as he points at himself. In terms of on the way there are things that we can exchange. Information is my best game. It's the thing I can do the best. But there's no reason to believe I couldn't get you more physical things in the future, if necessary. To motivate you, to say.
Okay.
And once you are at the head of the Black Network, or second to it at least, you can rely on a consistent income for those who would pay their way through, who would make it worth it their own while to climb the ladder of the network. Call them tributes.
Okay. All right. Your turn.
What do I need to do to gain your trust, Vash? I want to prove that I want to be an ally, that I want to build this with someone who I can see grows day by day in their strengths, who has already grown since I first laid eyes on them. So I need to know, what can I do to prove my trust to you? Or, if necessary, can prove my skill set to you, if that's what it takes.
That answer may need a little time before I can come up with a concrete answer for you there. It's a tricky one. It's not something you just hand over immediately. And it's been a long time since I've been put in a position where somebody has actually asked for my trust. So I suppose at the front of things is, loyalty. And that is just something that has to be established with a relationship over time,
Well, and he takes both the cups and dumps them out. And you see him take a rag and start cleaning them. To a long-lasting relationship, then, between the two of us. To a new black network. Don't feel like this is the end of our conversation. Just something to cheers to. And then he pours 2 more cups and hands it directly to you again. This time without pulling anything, putting anything in it.
Okay. And then I will drink that wine. And I'll ask him, so after our meetings conclude and I head back to my party, what should I tell them that we discussed?
Maybe that's my way of testing your skill set.
Okay.
I see what you can come up with to deceive. You don't necessarily have to entirely lie, but maybe leaving out information could be best for both of us. For if they do become a nuisance and try to stop the climb upwards, the building, the foundational setting of the network, then our discussion about who they are and how disposable they really are might have to quickly be reestablished.
Understood. Well, I better start thinking of a story. On your end, just if you see us struggling, if you're, keeping an eye out, maybe drop a hint. That would go a long way towards earning my trust.
My eyes are not omnipotent, and neither are my patrons, but if I do spy a little hesitance or see you might have missed something, I might be able to lean you in the right direction every here and there.
That's all I ask. Oh yeah, and do try not to fuck me or my party mates over in any way. That would, not go and not bode well for our relationship. Jesus, talk words.
I would say that I promise not to, but I cannot say that it is a full promise. The things I do may end up seeming not to be in your favor, but I promise everything I do will never to be to harm you or your party, but to further the expanse of the network, and hopefully bring these cults permanently down and away, so that the network may thrive.
Understood. Well, this could be great. Imagine doing it all over again, but being of a supreme power, not adjacent. And
Indeed.
the two of us at the top.
And when the dust settles with the war of these cults, we'll have the entire world at our beck and call. The ebb and flow of everything will be within our grasp, like a chain. And we will be in control of it. Every link will lead to us.
Sounds like a dream.
My final question for you, Vash, unless you have any after this, but my question for you is, my brain, sorry, it shut off, and I'm trying to think how to word it now. I have another one in the meantime. Well, I'm thinking because my brain shut off. What do you think about politics?
I try not to get too involved myself. It's not really, I'm sure you understand, it's not very lucrative for people like us that are, well, okay. When we weren't at the top of the pyramid, it wasn't very lucrative to be of a political mindset, because it would dissuade you from taking certain jobs or earning or could harm your reputation, what have you. So it's never been something that I've gotten too involved in. However, if we end up pulling this whole thing off, I'm sure that there will be quite a bit of politics involved in running a large-scale network. So it would be
Yes.
something I'd have to learn over time.
I am not a fan of politics. I prefer information, but I don't like to play around with the information of others. I just like to have it. So it seems that you and I will have to look for people that we can affiliate with. People that we can either have our hands in their pockets or their hands in ours. However you like to see that. And see if we can't bend their will just a little bit. For gold is heavy, and a will can only hold so much weight. And so my final question is, if you don't have any more,
Nope.
can you keep this a secret? Is this going to be between us? Over time, I don't mind other people learning and understanding, but for the time being, I'd like to keep this between you and I.
Yeah, that is the plan. As much as I
Then,
love my party and want no harm to come to them, I feel like this isn't something that I'm willing to share just yet. Partially because it may involve them to a point where harm could come to them. And I don't know that they're ready to know these things. Whether they're allowed to or not, separate subject. Whether they're willing to accept this knowledge, I don't know. So, yes, you can trust me to not tell anyone.
fantastic. And on that, he stands up and pulls something else out from his robe, and it just seems to be like a letter, like an enveloped letter that's like open and not closed, and a like ink pen with it, and he slides it over to you. Take this. When you write to me, through that, close the envelope and seal it. The message will be sent to me. I may not answer immediately, but I will get it.
Oh, neat. Put that in my bag. One spy letter.
You can also call it a letter of sending.
Letter. That sounds more D&D like. Let's do that. All right.
When you write, the ink appears, stays for a few seconds, and then disappears behind it. So you don't have to worry about peering eyes for too long. Just make sure they're not staring over your shoulder, and you should be fine.
Understood. Is there a particular assignment that you need me to undergo as we get things going here?
If I am correct, one of your next locales to visit, not immediately, but one of the ones that you are going to, is Golden Fields, correct?
Yes, I do believe we are gonna head that way and have some dealings with perhaps the Earth Cult.
They're establishing a base of the Emerald Enclave there. They're trying to rebuild. I want you to find their head, their leader. I want you to find information on him. Anything you can find. Journals, diaries, letters, notes, even rumors from other people. Information will be king here. Nothing else, just a little spy work. You might have to get a little hands dirty, finding some diaries or journals, but all I want is information. When you have it, you can write to me. And don't worry, you will be compensated.
Excellent, excellent. Well, that gives me something to work towards. And I will finish what little bit of wine was left in my glass and slide it over to him on the table. Thank you for the drinks and the private meeting. This was Much better than I had anticipated. For whatever reason, I had... Well, you know how us types are. We get a little paranoid and think everything is going to turn out badly, but this was rather pleasant, so thank you for that.
My absolute pleasure, Vash here. Look forward to our next meeting and what we establish together.
Yes, same. Question before you go. This letter, how frequently is it usable?
You can send it as often as you'd like, but again, I do not check it constantly, so it may take some time for me to respond, and I may only respond to one at a time.
And using this would be the easiest way to contact you, set up a meeting, what have you. And final question before I forget. This only works one way, right? I send to you. There's no way for you to send to me.
Yes, and no, he can send to you as well.
Oh, okay, so it works both ways, so I need to check it frequently as well.
If you see it stamped, it means that there's a message inside.
Ah.
Not stamped. If you see it sealed, sorry.
Okay, alright. So it seals when there's a letter inside, and then if I want to send something to you, I write it on the letter and then seal it?
Indeed. And then once it's sent, it'll unseal itself.
Aha, got it. Okay. Well, I believe that covers my questions. Thank you.
And then as he gets he kind of starts like walking towards the void, and as he does, you hear two claps, and then the void like disappears, but you hear the claps echo through the woods, and he's just gone.
That was strange. And I'll get up from the little table in the woods and start heading back to town.
All right.
Panther released the Chain of Oblivion. She ate two of them.
So after some time, probably like an hour and a half ish, Vash arrives back.
I'm the
Hey.
only one in the room.
It's just you?
Yep.
Hey,
Yep, everyone's down in the tavern telling stories.
nice.
Except for what happened on the beach. We're telling stories of our past adventures.
Yeah, sorry my accent was so weird there for a second while me being the only person in the room explained what was going on.
I think Aedyn is more just getting people, getting the vibes going, more than telling stories. But yeah.
So yeah, they went down to tell stories of our other adventurers to familiarize the people of this town with who we are for when they do show up to fight.
Very cool. Well, I'm glad Noche got that, got to scratch that itch. It seems like he really just wanted to tell some stories, so... I think he's trying to weasel in on Aedyn's profession there. I think he fancies himself a storyteller and wants to try to make some coin or something, I don't know.
No, I understand Noche's perspective of why he wanted to tell the people. I just didn't think that due to the circumstances it was wise to do so. But our other adventures mean little to nothing until it's time for them to be called anyways. Because to them we're just adventurers telling tall tales, so I saw no harm in it.
Good. Well, my meeting was interesting.
Yes, do tell.
Well, still is just as mysterious as he was when we met. Didn't learn much about the individual. He did, however, have some interesting things to offer me, information-wise, specifically related to Alice. Turns out one of the places we're going to, the one in Golden Fields, where the Emerald Enclave is establishing their, where they're rebuilding, apparently. He says there's ties to Alice and the Enclave leader, and that there should be some investigation there on my behalf. He was very vague, but he said it would not disappoint, the information. So that's kind of a little side quest for me
whatever helps solve this dilemma of your past love, I'm more than willing to help you with it.
Yeah.
It's unique pain I can familiarize with.
Yeah. I don't know. Strange individual. Have to keep an eye out on that
Is
one.
it the asshole that robbed me?
Yeah, same guy.
Fuck it.
Right? I didn't want to. He had a lot of knowledge, and I really didn't want to push any buttons. I felt like I was definitely not at an position of upper-handedness, so I was really cautious and did a lot of listening.
I think that's rather wise.
But yeah, he didn't really leave a good first impression. Didn't really. I mean, he basically started off. He introduced himself to us by fucking with us on multiple occasions. So,
To be honest, I respect it.
I mean, he could have been worse, but
Could have. Every now and again, you gotta cause a little chaos in the world.
yeah, this is true. Anyway,
No, I don't know when they'll be back, but I, much to Noche's, I guess, seemed protests, because I can speak well with others. I only have so much of a battery for other people, and I've hit my limit, so I stayed.
yeah, I totally get that.
Quiet, isolated life before.
Yeah,
Just turns out that
I would join them, but nobody really wants to hear my stories. They're not the warm and fuzzy kind. They're mostly the stuff of nightmares. So
No, I think they're telling the stories of what we've done so far. I'm not sure. I'm not there. Like I said, talking to people and making sure you say the things they want to hear is an acquired skill. But I've had enough people for a couple days.
fair. Oh.
Well, I guess it went okay, question mark, and we'll just sit and wait for them to get back.
Sounds good.
And that's what we do, DM.
All right, and everyone else.
So I guess it would be me, Nash, and Aedyn, who's down at the tavern. Is it crowdy? Is it noisy?
It's not like super busy. Like there's people in there, but it's not like it's not like you guys are like, it's not going nuts.
Mhm. I can make
What
it go
time-
nuts.
What time of day is it?
Jesus Christ. It's still late. It's like midnight-ish again.
Probably missed
Okay.
peak time.
Are there people around talking? Are they telling stories from what I can hear?
They're not necessarily telling, not what you would consider a story. Like they're talking back and forth, about their day and stuff, but nothing that seems to be like storytelling. Not tonight, at least. Again, it's not as busy, or probably because of the time of day as it was last time.
I'll look to see if there's a group of people who are just chatting and ask if it's okay if I buy them a round of drinks and sit with them and listening to what they're saying and see if I can join.
Yeah, they easily let you go in and kind of sit down and buy them around. There's, say, 7 of them, so it's going to be 14 silver.
All right, I'll happily give the bartender 2 gold and listening to what they're saying and let them know I'm an adventurer and ask if they want some of the adventures I've been on so far.
Yeah, they just kind of start to tell tales of like when they were younger and the things that they did and stuff like that. So you can go ahead and throw yourself in there every once in a while.
Yeah, that's what I'll be doing with the group of people, and you know what? I'll probably end up buying them another round, so I'll give the bartender 4 gold and just do that with this group for the night.
And
Can
you do that.
I find a different group and try to crowd it in with them?
Yeah, so you find yours is a little bit smaller, and they seem to be a little bit more specific with their tales or like their talk. Their talk seems to be like they're just kind of like going over like they're going over like teenage years and stuff like that. They seem to be reminiscing on the past.
In high school.
Uh, I'll tell them stories of how I was raised by my single father dragon. And then every once in a while I'll bust them out and then let Stirrup talk for himself.
They seem definitely like they're definitely like the giving you the look of like this guy's fucking with us. But then like when you pull them out the first time, they're like, oh, so, um, and yeah, it's just the same thing. You're kind of just trading stories every here and there. Like they tell, when I was a teenager, and then I had to walk uphill both ways, and then you tell your story, and then it just kind
When
of
I
goes
was a
back and forth.
teenager, I enlisted in the military, and then from there I was yada yada yada. Noche would definitely be that one guy in the group trying to one up everybody.
Sounds about Noche.
Aeden's gonna throw a drink back and try and get some good vibes going.
Okay, go ahead and roll for performance.
Okay.
You did not get the good vibes going.
What the fuck? I rolled a 1 and a 5 the 2 times. Can I try again?
No, you did your one for the night. You're off of it, buddy. That drink really messed you up.
Oh, I rolled a 6. That's great. Get those bad rolls out of the way first, you know what I'm saying?
Anything else, anybody?
Vash would join. We quietly play cards for the rest of the evening.
Aedyn casts vicious mockery on himself.
Cashes in. How do you mock yourself?
He just did.
But you are worthless piece of shit. Super effective. What's the save? Wisdom?
Wisdom, yeah. I hope he actually fails. This would make it so much better. He does too.
Okay.
Oh my god.
That's a good roll.
That's a really good roll. Man's looked in the mirror, said, "Go fuck yourself," or whatever he fucking said, and absolutely fucking hated himself for it. Made himself want to cry.
You are a failure.
How long does that last?
Possibly fail this? I don't know. Not very well.
He already faded, but he just keeps going.
Okay, end of his next turn. Okay. I was gonna say, is this like permanently until the next time you make an attack roll? Because it'd be hilarious. Just sticks with him until his next combat. Not that he actually makes attack rolls, but
attack rolls, yeah.
You will eventually.
I don't think there will be a day. I hope that day comes and it's a net 20.
That'd be hilarious. It was just you get the disadvantage from vicious mockery. If it was permanent, that'd be hilarious. Anyways,
We said we would probably stay until about 1:30 and check in, and if things weren't, if Vash wasn't back by then, we would prepare to go and fight him. So
you guys would have. He actually probably would have walked in about the time that you guys, because the meeting was at midnight. You guys would have walked in about the time that he. You guys would have went up about the time that he walked in.
So probably just after tomorrow we go check in, see that he's back, and ask how everything went, and get the story that he told Jack. If
yeah, actually, so let's play it this way. You got up, you were getting ready to head back to the room to check in with Jack to see if I'd come back. And as you were getting ready to head up, me and Jack come down the stairs. There we are. We meet you right there in the tavern. And yeah. Hey.
Oh.
Well,
He convinced me to come down.
Yep. I told him I'd buy him a drink.
He did.
And you accepted?
Just
That is
because
exactly
I
what I
don't
was thinking.
have to eat doesn't mean I can't get drunk.
All right.
which is really hard.
It is extremely difficult, but yes. I do good for the taste. I'm a psycho.
So
I
yeah,
mean, you are
Yes,
wearing
sir.
a red mask in the middle of night, going down for a drink. Yeah, it seems a bit strange.
Or let's get to drink. You can tell us how everything went with meeting your business associate, and
Yeah.
then we retire for tonight.
it's what, 2 silver for a drink?
Yep.
All right, I buy us all
Basic
around.
drink. You guys don't get that good at dwarven shit.
I'll just have to.
I put 2 gold down for a round of drinks. Get whatever you want. And I will tell them what I told Jack upstairs, that this shady character, who I didn't even get their name, was very dodgy. They didn't give me a lot to go on, except for that they knew about me and about Alice, and that there is some kind of connection between Alice and the new Emerald Enclave leader that I need to investigate.
Oh, did he kind of confirm that she's alive then?
No. Again, very dodgy. Did not give me too much to go on. Just that somehow that there's a connection between the two of them, and that it would do me good to investigate. No word whether or not she's alive.
All right.
But given that, unless he's an older or a race / species that can span time, yeah. If he's a human or what have you, then he would be too young to know her from the past, which would mean that would point more towards, yeah, she's still around. I don't know.
So it seemed this individual knew Alice personally.
It seemed like that. Yes. This individual was, from what I could tell, a dwarf. So they could easily be older than I am.
Forgive me. Isn't Alice a human?
Yeah. Which is why none of this really makes a lot of sense. Whatever we discovered at that little underground lair, where she's now some kind of elementally infused abomination, did something to her. Because she should not be alive.
Oh, look,
And
it'll
this-
be your turn to cry and panic.
And this individual somehow knew that this new leader somehow knows what's going on with Alice, or at least has some information.
That's the hint I was given, the direction I was pointed in. Yeah.
Oh, should we head to Goldenfield next?
Well, we can. We don't. It doesn't. So I don't want to. I don't want to hijack our mission, and the urgency there isn't really there. Well, I think we have more pressing issues with, say, I believe the fire. What's that? Cloakwood druids. That one seemed dangerous and time sensitive. I think, if I'm remembering correctly.
Cloakwood would be our next best move.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I'm very intrigued with what's going on with the, what is that, Golden Fields? But I could totally. It doesn't sound pressing, and it can wait.
So Cloakwood, they're getting threatened with portals opening. Goldenfield has the problems with the Emerald Enclave remnants, and Silvery Moons is having problems with elves being enslaved.
Yeah, see, destroying the land. Yeah, in all honesty, Goldenfield seems like the least sensitive situation, time-wise. I'd rather, I think, save some elves from being enslaved, or some fire plane portals opening, stop that happening, than, till the earth with some druids or whatever the fuck's happening over in Golden Fields. But it still we still have to go there eventually, but it doesn't need to be now.
And you're not suggesting this to avoid your own problems? Correct.
Maybe subconsciously there might be a touch of that, but you can't argue with my logic either. So,
Well, again, I think they're all equally important, but
oh,
Wait,
any threat of the cults is as important as the next.
yeah, maybe, but I think a fire plane portal opening in the middle of a town is probably more dangerous than the Earth being up. Well, it doesn't even say that. I don't know what's actually happening in Golden
they're
Fields.
trying, of what we understand, they're trying to at least eliminate the remnants of the Emerald Enclave.
Oh, okay. So the Emerald
Which the
Enclave is trying
destruction
to.
of an old faction is important.
Yeah, no, it is. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to downplay any of this. It's all terrible. I agree, Jack. I was just trying to weigh it in a way that, some things feel to me more severe than others, but they're all equal. They're all bad. Whatever you guys want to do.
I didn't assume you were. I'm just, making sure you're not running from your own trauma.
Well, I mean, yeah, kinda, but yes and no. Like, I am scared of what the truth is, to some extent, but at the same time, it's one of those itches that cannot be ignored, must be scratched. So, kind of the whole reason I did this in the first place was to figure out what happened.
Valid. Yeah. I understand. You all were there. I understand not wanting to re-embrace your past. Haven't heard a word from him since either. Strange. It's such a uproar about it.
I mean, from my understanding, these individuals live for a very long time, so maybe they're just playing the long game.
Possibly. Not sure.
I wanted to check in with ye all about something I'm trying to remember. We were told that... Were we told that once we were done with all 4 cities, they would upgrade our crystal to be more than a week? Or was it when we were done with our first city to go back to them and they would upgrade our crystal?
Yes.
We're
I
getting
need to go
crystal
back to
upgrade?
my mental images to see what he said, because I think it was after. I don't really remember, actually. I don't know if I wrote it down.
I'm looking at me notes, and that's something I didn't write down, if to come back after the first city or come back after all 4. So, if we can't remember, I guess that's the next question for all of you. Should we go back and get some time to rest and check in on that? See if, either way, if we're right or wrong, or head straight to the next
we
city?
could just... We have the sendings done, we could just ask.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I do believe it was one city,
alright,
so that we could get to all of them much faster.
that's fair.
I kind of want to just wake up someone in the middle of the night and be like, "Hey!"
Let's wait till the morning. We can decide there if they
I
say...
think that Noche has a point. They're the dickheads that put that alarm on it for us.
I'll toss
Oh.
it to Jack.
How do I use it? What's the word?
You just speak into it, 25 words or
Your
less.
mother.
Maybe we shouldn't do it in the tavern. Wait till we get out. Should not conduct oculus business in the middle of a tavern. Now, as for where we go next, I do think that there's actually a very good merit for going to Golden Fields. The destruction of a faction and the pursuit of your quest are, especially now that we have some confirmation that it is there. It's a little bit more than rumors.
On the more pragmatic side, we do know this individual has some sort of connection with Alice. There's no telling that he doesn't have any more, so even if Goldenfield proves to be a bust, there's no telling that this individual may or may not come back to tell you more, where to find more information.
We'll also need those factions when the time comes. At least what remains of them.
If I recall, they said that they're having a difficult time finding the Emerald Enclave, so chances are they still are having a bad time, especially if they've been hiding for this long.
Does look like
Quite a boon for employers. Sort of. We don't really get paid.
Does look like Golden Fields is the closest city to here as well. Well, of the cities we need to visit. So I'm happy to help you out with that. And if we get there early, we could solve the problem and then spend any extra time we have helping you out.
Let's decide in the morning to see if our crystal's ready or not.
No, it's Vash's turn for trauma.
What is with even trauma?
If that is
Well,
what
I'm
you guys
sorry
want
that
to do,
not all of us led a horrible, traumatic life. I'm sure there's something in store for you. The Overgroud's a cool little dick.
if that's what you guys want to do, then
It's warm.
I'm obviously down for that. It is what I want to do. So
Then we'll do it.
okay.
Let's put it to vote. Oh, for Goldenfield?
Aye.
Yay.
Oi.
Okay, 3, majority, so we'll go to Goldenfield. Do you have it prepared, DM?
I don't have a map for Golden. The Golden Field's the only map I don't have, just so you guys know.
Of course, we picked the only one you don't have.
I was like, we should go there last, because I don't think he has it prepared.
You guys could go to literally any of the other two, and I'd be totally, like, I could throw you on the map right now. Golden Fields, I don't have a map yet. It's not a hard map to make, I just haven't made it yet. That's why I asked you guys earlier in the week, like, hey, where do you guys want to go?
That's what I thought too, but then we got information to go
that's
to
before
Golden
we found
Fields.
this out.
Yeah.
Drop massive lore about one of the characters, like, I kind of want to got
You guys,
that way.
to be fair,
fuck 'em.
there's lore
That kid.
in all of them. One person just had, that I given information has not made the connection yet.
Yeah, Nash.
Nash.
No,
Yeah.
not him.
Noche.
Jack.
It's not me, I know what my fucking lore is.
Yeah, Aedyn.
Wait
You
for
guys
some
act like-
dickhead to show up and try and kill me.
I tried to do
Actually,
some investigating about people that might be
I don't know.
connected.
I literally don't know.
I think I know. I have an idea where mine is actually. So
If you look at all the notes, if I
He hasn't had anything really. So it's
Someone
like
just-
literally you, bro.
I don't know. Everyone wants to leave, and I wanted to investigate the wall, but that's fine, I guess.
I mean, we did investigate the wall. What else do you want to do?
I don't know. I wanted to kind of
eyeball on it.
break it. Yeah.
How?
if you guys pay attention to the notes about the cities, and then take any information that I've given you all, because I'm not going to spoil who it is, I want them to make the connection on their own, answers that you've gotten from anything, etc. It's a little hard to put together, but you can put it together about where it is.
No, there's the fucking tower we didn't investigate.
For me,
But everyone seems in a rush to do something else.
In the 4 cities, I'm not talking about it's in these main story cities. The side quests for like Aedyn, Axon, and Eldir will never have your guys' story stuff in there. That is all optional.
It's Noche.
I don't know. Nobody wants to do things.
Well, I mean, we said we'd leave. Like, as a player, I don't fucking care if we stay here. I'm just making the point that we did say we would leave and we'd be heavily watched while we're here. If we want to explore things, that's fine. But I doubt our permit is extended after everything that went down.
They don't want us on the beach anymore.
Then we need a permit to explore things without getting in trouble. So we want to stay here and risk it for the biscuit, that's fine. We can stay here and ask them tomorrow, like, hey, we still had things we wanted to check off. And if they say your permit's revoked, then we leave. If not, you want to investigate the tower and go look at the rocks while being able to do absolutely nothing about them, we can.
Okay,
Because we don't have explosives or anything big enough to actually do anything about the rocks.
I don't actually think explosives are the way, but
No, I think there is another entrance, but I don't know. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't know. You're making this whole argument. I'm just like, whatever. Let's just do what the party wants.
That's what I'm saying, is what does a party want to do? If we stay here and they say our permit is good, then we can keep investigating.
I will second.
What is your idea? Noche.
I don't know. Apparently there's something to put together. I just wanted to investigate the thing.
It was for everybody. That was directed to everybody, just so you guys know. So, like, I'm not spoiling who it is because I want them to figure it out.
It's Noche.
I don't know if it is.
What should be like me or something?
My only thought is the rock wall is blocked off, but if we go back to where the city was, right above that rock wall is the forested area. So my only thought is maybe something over there or a different entrance by the beach. But that's all I could think of. Maybe something underwater, but if it was under like an underwater cave or something, I think I think the water cultists would have a better chance at finding that than we would. But those are my only thoughts that I could think of for other entrances or other connections to the Underdark. What do you think?
This is for you,
Okay.
Noche.
I don't know if it is. He says it could be anybody.
No, I'm not saying that the connection is for you. I'm saying that you want to stay and investigate this stuff. So, like, what is your plan with the rocks?
I mean, my first idea was to like try to blow it up, but then the DM's like, "Well, it won't work." So now I want
I
to try
told him
something
that-
else.
He asked me about a spell earlier, and it's Pulse Wave, because I think at least one person knows what it does. And I told him after he said something about like going back to investigate, I knew, like, I immediately made the connection. I was like, oh, he wants to try that, and I just told him that won't work.
Yeah, I mean,
That way you don't feel like you didn't get to try it. I was telling you that.
we don't have explosives, but we can always go take another deeper look if they'll let us keep our permit. If not, then like that will cause different problems. So we could just ask if we still have our permit. We can button up the few final things we have here, make attempts at least, or fuck off because they say your permit's revoked. It's not the end of the world to do that.
All right, let's go check it out then.
Tomorrow,
Wait,
because it's
can I
like
get
2
some
a.m.
sleep first?
Yes.
All right.
So
Good
we're
night.
going to sleep. Yes.
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 Yep.
Fantastic. I get to torture people. First of all, that was hilarious. You don't have to apologize. I found that funny that, like, you've made up a story. I was really good. I was like, man, he's doing a really good job. And then they were like, oh, we have to go to Golden Fields now. I was like, oh, well, fuck.
Well,
I
shit.
was like, that slightly backfired. So it's not a big deal. I just need to get the map made for it and then, like, rewrite everything like I have the other two so it feels better. Because if I sent you guys to Golden Fields now, without the map, one, isn't that bad. It's just, like, fields and gates. It's not a huge, crazy bad thing. But it would just feel so, like, underwhelming because I'm every time you guys go to a city, I'm rewriting it. Like, I'm taking all the information, I'm rewriting descriptions, I'm redoing the encounters so they just are better than when I first wrote. So
Gotcha.
I'm perfecting them all. So it's not like that. It would just feel much. It'd be not very whelming. So, anyways, as you drift into your trance tonight, you are hit with visions. You see a hand reaching towards you. It seems to be like hands almost enveloping one another, like switching shades and changing like what kind of hands it looks like. The first one seems to be soft hands, feminine, paler skin, kind of reaching up towards you, and then it switches to gloved hand, like a thick-looking hand. You can't see any of the details in the hand, but it looks like from a smaller humanoid creature. And then another hand reaches out, and it's like this large, like weird, like ghastly, like blue, shadowy hand that kind of reaches out. And then you see the hands of each of your. It switches to the hands of each of your companions as it reaches towards you. And at first, it feels like they're reaching almost up to you, but then it almost flips and it feels like you're falling down into this like cavern of like an abyss of nothing, of just like a straight dark void, and it's the hands are reaching towards you, like trying to reach out to you and grab you.
I wish I had the mage hand cantrip. Just cast it and self-traumatize myself. Instant PTSD.
That'd be hilarious. And as you're falling down, you see like a large, like kind of creature kind of reach out from around the hands and kind of coil around the hands and then kind of strike towards you. And it looks like a live version of the black serpent, like the symbol on the Zentarum. Like it's just reaching down towards you. And as its like maw closes around you, you are flashed awake for a moment as I go torture and grab somebody else.
Nice.
Put myself over when I was trying to drag somebody else. Noche, are you here? Is your thing alive?
He died.
he
Moving
jumped
back,
back.
I think.
Okay, I'm gonna try to drag him
Kinda.
then.
So you can't travel through stone, just kind of be inside of it.
Yeah, it's meld into stone. I don't see pass through stone as a spell.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. So I wasn't sure if it was just like beyond the surface or if you could walk through it. So that's just that question.
Yeah, it's kind of like a. You just move in to protect yourself or to hide kind of thing.
Mhm.
Super useful spell. Why the fuck does this spell exist?
It's one of those spells where it's really useful, and then everyone's just like, "Yeah, but fireball."
Really useful is a stretch.
That's
Could
fair.
you use that, though, to bypass a door in, like, a stone dungeon?
No, because you can't walk through it. You walk in, you stand still, and then you have to use your movement to get out. You can't pass through it.
But if it's only... Oh.
It also, I believe, states it has to be unworked stone. So that continues to lower its value. Because
Yeah.
it can only happen in natural stone.
Yeah, I thought
I'd have
about
to
this
read the spell
before,
again, but-
and I thought maybe if it's, like... if it's 5 feet of stone or less, like, you could walk in one side and then walk out the other. But if it specifies you have to enter and exit from the same face of the stone or whatever, then yeah, that nullifies that.
Be good if like you're trying to lay a trap or something. You know, put a trap into stone and then use like a magic circle. When someone steps on it, the trap emerges.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for our good characters. I'm hoping to play my sorcerer, barely taking any actual attack spells throughout the majority of the campaign. So I like looking at spells like this and stuff.
I'm not saying it's a bad spell. I'm just saying it's even compared to
Situational.
other utility spells, its usage is so niche
Mhm.
that I don't think it, especially because you're divine soul, so you have access to cleric spells as well. Like there's just so much that outweighs it.
Yeah, no, exactly. This was not what I was thinking for the cleric. It was just one I was like, wonder.
Yeah, it
I
has
like
its
doing
purpose.
damage
It's just
this way.
purpose is so specific that I wouldn't think it'd be worth. I don't think it's worth taking, but
Mhm.
you do you, boo.
Yeah. No, I'm planning on having like one damaging cantrip, maybe two, because Toll the Dead slaps, but. And then just taking a lot of other types of spells.
No, you always want two because if you run out of spell slots and the enemy is resistant to the only cantrip you have.
Yeah, that's fair, but I was planning Sorcerer's Burst, which you can choose the damage type.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah. He wouldn't let me take that in our
Oh.
campaign.
Fair enough.
But it was also brand new. That's 2024 only. So I think it was
Yeah,
more of
I
you
had,
didn't have a
like,
chance
just
to
come
review
out.
it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Than anything else. So it's
Yeah.
not particularly powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Just versatile. Oh, except for is that the one where every time you roll an 8, you reroll?
No. It's let me find Sorcerer's Burst, but it's basically you can choose between one of the main damage types and throw a ball of that, and that's all it is. It's like Firebolt, except for it lower dice and choose the element.
Yeah, there's a new cantrip where every time you roll an 8, you roll again. Up to 8 times or something. I think it is that one, isn't it?
It might be that one. Let me.
Oh, he just got yanked.
He gone.
Yep, sure did.
All right. I'll look it up then. Game rules.
No, I'll do it. Don't worry.
Spells. Sorceress Burst. Yeah. If you roll an 8 on a d8 for this spell, you can roll another d8 and add it to the damage. When you cast this spell, the maximum number of these d8s you can add to the spell's damage equals your spellcasting ability modifier. Oh, so it caps it, I guess, well, whatever that would be. 5, unless somehow you get above that. So yeah, it could be 5d8. Cantrip.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I was like, did I disconnect again? Or is everyone just being quiet? Everyone's just being quiet.
Just quiet.
I'm going through my photos.
I'm trying to not fall asleep.
I'm looking up.
Yeah, I chugged an energy drink when I got off work, so
I can't have energy drinks.
I probably
I
should
don't-
stop because that's going to be me in not very long.
Yes, you were right, Vash, about the maximizing the damage if you roll an 8. So that
I
if
saw
I
that.
do take
Yeah.
it, yeah, I'll either have to leave that out or probably take something different.
Yeah, if you drop that portion of it, he'd probably be more accepting of it.
Good.
Just because at level 17, you could potentially cast 98 as a cantrip.
As a
Which is nuts.
Yeah.
What spell is this, or cantrip?
Sorcerer's
Burst.
So you cast a sorceress energy at one creature or object within range. Make a ranged attack roll against the target. On hit, the target takes 1d8 damage of a type of you choose: acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, psychic, thunder. If you roll an 8 on the d8 for this spell, you can roll another d8 and add it to the damage. When you cast this spell, the maximum number of these d8s you can add to the spell damage equals the spell casting ability modifier. So, like starting out, if you have even just 16, that's an additional 3d8s that you could potentially roll if the dice gods love you that night.
Does it level up? Does it scale later?
Yeah. It scales as well. So level 5, 2d8, 11, 3, 17, 4. So, but still, like level 1, if you take this and you have a 16, you have a potential to roll 4d8s of damage. So, I just liked it because I was like, you get to choose the thing that you're casting. I forgot about I didn't realize that this one had that addition as well. So, I'd see if I could take it.
I think they took out Chaos Bolt for this, didn't they?
I think they. Well, I felt like they also put in a different leveled spell that can do this because I think. I don't know. That's also like what, a year in advance, maybe. I also think that's a whole lot of damage types. I thought it would just be like acid, cold, fire, and lightning, but adding poison, psychic, and thunder there too. You got your bases pretty covered with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, time to also get, I don't know, mending. Because at that point, it's like, what else do I really get?
I feel like this spell is like Chromatic Orb before Chromatic Orb got hooked on heroin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Chromatic Orb, as is already on fucking heroin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go's favorite spell, Chromie Orb.
Chromie Orb.
Chromie Orb XL.
But I was just saying for my sorcerer character, I want to have like very little damage stuff that I can do. I want to focus mainly on healing and utility, just to kind of work with my background idea of being trained by a wizard, even though I'm a sorcerer.
I don't see anything wrong with that. That seems pretty good. From like a fundamental thing, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Ties in more to what me and Sean kind of have, but yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that's
you
what
guys are siblings, twins, right?
Mm-hmm. We're twinners.
That sounds kind of disgusting.
You're a bat. You don't have a leg to stand on.
Damn. Damn, you just walked in all this racism, right, Jack? That's crazy, right?
Hey, this is Jimmy being racist. Don't worry about Nash.
You see this shit?
The fuck
It's
is
Well, I don't understand what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing anything.
Well, take off the mask.
I don't have the mask on, you dick.
Oh, put it back on. Never mind.
Ugh.
Just be an asshole.
Oh, did all of you have a good night?
No.
No. Or
No.
I didn't.
Maybe. That was really confusing.
Yeah, that's fair. Everything happened so fast this time. Well, once Aedyn stops that weird twitching that he's doing, it might be good to talk.
I need to research the possibility that somehow I am my own patron.
I don't
Does that
think
work?
that makes so much sense.
Well, magic really does.
I feel like that's a good response on both sides.
I was in a dark room with a mirror. All I could see was my own face. And the power that I wield. I got frustrated and was met with the feeling of frustration. I was then confused and met with the feeling of confused. Every single time that I felt an emotion, the power spoke to me having the exact same emotion, and all I could see was myself. I touched the mirror, it shattered, I fell through hundreds of panes of glass.
Alright. And you guys all wake up after I've traumatized you. I'm gonna take up the bastions.
I fell through hundreds of panes of glass. Saw my earliest traumatic memories, and then woke up.
The you that you saw of yourself, did it have the same scar that you have? Or the same mark on your forehead? Or was it like you before you
Did
were
it, DM?
marked?
Was it just like Jack's adult face? As is?
Yeah, it's just looking at yourself. If you're talking about the mirror part.
Yeah.
You were just looking at you in the mirror, whatever you look like.
Then yes.
That does sound like a lot to take in, and well, I'd say a reasonable conclusion, but definitely a lot to think of.
Well, come on, speak up, share your traumas.
There was mine happened really fast, like everything was moving while I was trying to catch everything, and I only caught details. There was a man wearing some cloak of a beast, but what it was I couldn't say, and he had a silver cane that he was either beckoning with me with or threatening me with. Then I was in a battle moving through it, and I saw all of you, and you were all fighting for your lives, and as I passed by, it seemed like each one of you died. And after I was past that, I started falling, and as I saw hands reaching up to either grab me or attack me, but as I fell through them, they all turned to mist, to dust, and last thing I remember was looking up, seeing the moon, and then feeling an impact on me back as if I hit the ground. But as soon as I did, I rolled out of bed and hit the floor. So I don't know what it means, but it was all so much that trying to take in all the details, that I'm still shaky on each of them. But there was a man wearing a cloak, silver cane. All of you were fighting, and I don't think it was going well. And then falling, I was either being saved or attacked, and then I saw the moon. That's kind of what I gathered from mine. But bits and pieces.
Mine was hands. I just saw hands, like I was falling in darkness. Well, I wasn't falling at first. First, I was just in the dark, and there were like lady hands reaching for me, and I was all like, "Oh yeah!" And then they became not lady hands; they were like dwarvy hands, which could be a lady. Not really sure. Not as thrilled about it. And then it just got weird. And then pretty soon it was your guys' hands reaching for me, but I was falling at this point. Like all of a sudden the floor dropped out, and what was you guys reaching out to try to help me became random hands of like things trying to grab me. And yeah, so again, I keep having these dreams where like darkness, the blackness, the void is the theme, and it's really starting to get unsettling.
Oh, you guys have terrifying dreams. I was just my mother wants me to find this pixie, and I guess presumably eliminate them, and I will get a gift for doing this. They also seem to have some sort of information that they have a pamphlet of some sort.
I saw a group of drow being attacked by some sort of other group. I can only tell there was a bit of undead mixed in. And there was a lot of chaos everywhere, and the last thing I remember was some sort of individual coming towards me, but it looked like it was kind of a blur. It looked like a giant spider coming towards me, and that's the last thing I remember. There was also a field covered in webs and large walls there as well. Seems my theme seems to be spiders and webs.
Yay for sleeping.
I'm glad that you guys are here with me. I'd be having a hard time not being able to talk these out with anyone else. Even though hard to go through, I'm glad that you guys are here to say them too.
Fine, let's all hold hands and talk about our nightmares.
I don't know if holding hands is the best thing for Vash right now.
Nash,
sarcasm.
He's holy shit. He's fucking with you.
Right. Yeah, I'm starting to put that together, but I still want to just make sure that everyone's fine. But yeah,
I don't know if mine was necessarily a nightmare, but it didn't. It raised an impossible question. Because there is merit to what Noche says. It should theoretically be impossible that I am granting myself power. So that can't be the solution, but it doesn't provide any insight other than that. The power comes from some version of myself.
Well,
You need to speak to someone smart. Don't know who that is, but I'm sure I'll find them eventually.
well, now that everyone's awake, should we go see if we can got permission to go to the medical store and go look at the entrance again and then get ready to head out?
Yeah, should we check on our permit, see if it's even still valid? I think if it's not valid, then there's no reason to stay here. Are we agreed?
Can I look at the permit? Is there like an expiration date?
Sorry, my thing is needed. It has one. It was for the other few days ago.
Oh, well, that answers that question. Could it see if they would let us apply for another one?
That one would probably take another day to get approved. Do you want to stay another day or two, Noche, to check this out?
I don't care anymore. Let's just leave.
All right. Let's...
I don't know. Like, honestly, we're just gonna go back and forth, and I'm just tired of it. Let's just go.
No, what back and forth? We're supporting your fucking idea.
I don't know. I just don't care anymore. It seems like we do this thing, something else happens, and then it's just like, I don't care anymore. Let's just go.
Right.
Oh my god, this
Like,
man's
let's move
spent
on with
2
the
hours
story.
ranting on about it, and then fucking just
Like-
pulls the plug. He just records out.
It's left me. I just don't care anymore. If I miss it, I miss it. If I don't piece it together, I didn't piece it together. Like, it's whatever.
So, what do you guys want to do?
Check in with the guards, see if we got permission to go to the medical store.
They give you a note from Thrain, and it pretty much, in short, says, right now we believe it is best not to show you any favor, to show the neutrality to both our people, or to keep neutrality in the mind's eye of our people. Next time you visit, hopefully I can have swayed them to a more positive light in your and hopefully the faction's favor.
Progress. So, Noche, did you want to check to see if they can upgrade our crystal, or should we just head straight to Goldenfield?
We got the stone. We can just ask them.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah. Well, what should we say?
Finished up in our first city. Is an upgrade to our teleportation stone available, or should we move on?
Yeah, sounds good enough. I speak that to the stone and send it away.
They tell you that if you come now, that they can give you, we'll say you get in air quotations around the upgrade part, but you get an upgrade.
Well, seems like they have something ready.
Go there, resupply or check in with some people, and then head to the next city?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
So, you guys are teleporting to Aedyn.
Yep.
Boom. So, as you guys arrive, they kind of, I mean, because you guys got their stone and then did this, so it didn't take very long. But then they get up to you guys and they give you the rundown, pretty much. You get the rundown because nobody important is currently available, or like at least super high up. But you can pretty much get a rundown from, like, we'll call it a secretary. They're like, they give you a note, and in the note it just outlines that you are able to teleport at almost free will now, although you have to pay. You can pay a fee, he calls it, of components to the stone. For every day that it is on cooldown, you can now have it absorb a gold, and for that component in return, it can reduce, allow you to teleport. So, like, if you try to teleport with 3 days left, you have to pay 300 gold. So, however many days it's on cooldown, you can pay 100 gold and bygone that many days. So, 100 gold times days left of cooldown. And then they give you 700 gold in the bag to use to teleport again.
Cool.
Thank you very much. This will help out a lot. Should we go straight to Goldenfield, or do you guys need a day or two here?
You guys have to spend the day here. Because when the day you guys teleport, it's a travel day considered.
Mm. So, anything you guys want to do in town? We
Guess I'll ask around to see if one of the higher end warlocks is here.
Let me find. Nope, that's not it. Here we go. It is. Gantar is currently out on a mission. And so is Hardy.
I
don't
have
know why.
nothing.
I'm trying to see if there's others. I think that was the only two. If not, retarded. Yes, those are only two high-level ones. Or those two. Those are only two that have, like, a high rank. They're the top, like, 5 in the faction.
Yeah.
That are warlocks. Anything when if you guys don't want to do a long rest activity, you guys also could do training today if you'd like.
Sure, I can train.
I'm fine
Yeah.
trying to get some training in, finish up the last little progress that we have left.
Yeah.
All right.
Fantastic. So, I'll tell you guys right now, if you succeed, you have to do a trial before you get the benefit. But the trial's not on cooldown, so you can retry it like long rest after long rest. So like if you guys fail it this time or whatever, you guys can just move on. And the trial happens immediately after training. So like after you guys do the training, you guys can do the trial. If you succeed. And that happens for every level. So go ahead and roll your d20s. Ooh, 1 success. 2 successes, 1 failure. Oh no, it's up to Aedyn.
Oh.
Oh, you know what? That is the success, because I forgot to tell you guys, again, sorry, my brain is slow. You guys have leveled up. You guys should be level 7 right now, before you go to the next city.
Oh, okay.
So that's my fault. So that is 3 successes.
Oh. Should we level up and then get for the trial,
Yes,
or
you guys
we
should absolutely do a level up. My brain shut off, and I forgot. You guys absolutely should do the trial. Or the level up. Do a level up. That's why I told you guys to prepare for it last time, and I totally just brain farted it. My brain is not functioning at a high level today, obviously. Also, because it's not going to become super important, that is unfortunate. Well, I mean, it's still average HP, but...
Yeah.
Noche, it was not your story that you missed. It was just an extra thing that you guys could have gotten that you guys didn't investigate within a certain period of time or on time. That's it. The Underdark entrance thing was not your thing.
Okay.
So you don't feel like you missed something. I will never let you guys miss main story. You guys can fuck it up somehow, like where you guys, it makes it harder or something, like the fights or whatever to deal with it. But I'll never make like story missable. Damn, you guys
Yeah.
really fucking botched the rolls this time.
I have not rolled above my average yet. I'm at the lowest possible HP.
Yeah, 7 out of 8. That's not on a D8. That's not bad.
A 6 and a 7 isn't terrible on a D8. I mean, 6 is like 1 above, but it's still extra HP. 7's pretty good. The 3 is average, and then average because he rolled a 1, so yeah. I don't think anybody-
69 HP.
I don't think anyone gets anything crazy, right? I just wait for my spellcasters to take some spell options.
As discussed, I'm taking Mask of Many Faces and Tongues.
Okay.
It advantage on initiative rolls. Can being surprised has less of an effect on me, and I can move half of my speed. Instinctive pounce as part of a bonus action when I rage. I can move half of my speed.
Fantastic.
Picking
Marshals are easy.
Wait,
Of course you are.
Spell. Yep. Yeah, it's a sick ass spell. Also,
What are you taking?
psychic glance.
That's the of course you are. I get it now.
Also, I
Fucking hate
mean,
that
it is
spell.
kind of. I mean, it's also kind of in character.
It's just honestly the only reason it has for the effect that it has. It's too hard of a save. Like its save isn't a good save. It shouldn't be an int save
Yeah.
for its effect. That's the only reason it's so fucking strong. Or they need to lower the damage dice to like way less. Either one would be fine.
Because unless you're fighting a spellcaster, it's pretty much a guaranteed leg res.
I can survive power word kill. Oh, that's nice.
You don't survive. You just bypass it. Nothing. Actually, did the new one? I don't know. I had to look if the new one updated. I thought I heard something about an update to power word kill. Yeah, I don't need to power word kill you. I'll just throw a bomb at you.
Oh no, that's fair. I'm just saying if we run into somebody who just tries to do that outright,
I just realized the stakes of having power word kill is insane in this campaign because you guys don't have a res.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we're fucked. Someone's dying. There's no way we're like.
Aedyn.
I mean, I don't know. I go down every single
It
fight,
could be anybody. Yeah.
almost.
The reason why I do is because I'm not punching people.
Yeah, but they're punching you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not actively trying to get in their face.
You know what spell you're taking, Noche?
Yeah, summon aberration.
Okay. Do you get anything rogue? I don't think you do at this level. Or you get evasion, right?
Evasion and sneak attack goes up.
Actually, I
Oh,
still
yeah,
get
it does.
4th level thing for something else.
Evasion's is going to be pretty nice.
Wait, wait.
Is that
Yeah.
for any save or just dex save?
Only dex saves.
Dex.
Oh, right.
Only dex. If that shit was for every save, I would immediately nerf that shit. I promise. That would be
I wouldn't
fucking
blame you.
ridiculous. That'd be retarded.
For the mental saves, it'd make like no fucking sense.
Anyways, the other, what's funny is for the new Hexblade, they added in a Hexblade thing where you can reduce damage as a reaction, but it's like it's a lower amount. I forget what it is, and I think I think it's also limited how many times you can use it. But they decided that giving a monk a permanent 1d10 plus wisdom plus monk level was a good idea. I don't understand how the fuck you can have so much like discrepancy between like one and the other. It's insane to me.
Let's see. Hexblade's Curse. Unyielding Will. Lion Brutality? Is this it? No. It's my 10th level spell. Or my 10th level feature. There is no limit on it. But it's equal to my Warlock level.
That's pretty good.
And,
still.
even worse, they have to be the target of my Hexblade's Curse.
Oh, well, there you go. That's the limit. But I don't know. I still think it's so weird that they gave Monk all of that. Like, God, I'm glad they buffed Monk, but holy shit, dude. Someone must have had a hard-on for Monk when they were fucking fucking rewriting that shit. I'm still hating on Monk, and nobody's even playing a Monk right now.
And Ranger's still shit.
Rangers never been awful. They just like Rangers aren't terrible. They're actually fairly decent for the most part. Just Hunter's Mark is ass cheeks, specifically.
I mean, I don't know if the Ranger didn't seem to like playing the Ranger.
I liked having the dragon or my Drake. It was cool.
See, he had a great time. Rangers are carried by their subclasses, though, to be fair, just like Wizards. But to be fair, Wizards are Wizards, so...
Wizards get like 4 features total as a base class.
Are we good? Anyone else have anything? I'm pretty sure I figured everything out with you guys.
I'm good.
Cool.
Something like that, yeah.
I'm yawning. Hold on.
There we go.
So, as you guys are preparing and fighting, training, you have the group. You have the trainer comes in and he looks to you all and he says, "You know, you guys have been training for quite some time. We have a new illusion that we would like to test, if you wouldn't all mind. It is based around the idea of some allies that the cults have gained over some time that they are presenting against us, and we would like to test them against you to see if the illusions work well, for 1, and 2, and see if we can improve them, and 3, see if we can't find any glaring weaknesses between them."
I'd be fine with that. You know, getting a little edge on the competition and helping you guys out would be good with me.
Well, for this one, we are going to test the upper capabilities of it all. So, I would have you place yourselves wherever you like in the arena before I summon this illusion. Just as a heads up, it is going to be 4 creatures, back to back to back. They are going to be quite painful to fight. I will not put it lightly, I will be honest with you.
Question, DM.
Yes.
I am falling asleep at the wheel. How long will this fight take?
We can wait till next week if you guys want.
I'm sorry, but I got 2 hours of sleep. I'm fucking dying.
I'm fine starting the session off with a bang like that next time.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fine.
Fantastic.
But we should place ourselves.
Yeah.
There's 2 of me.
Anywhere but on the platform, actually. You might want to refresh, because I don't see any of you.
Did that
As
thing
in,
where
like,
it
you
lagged
specifically.
and pulled. I made 2 of myself.
I see all of you, I didn't see Jack.
Oh, it's okay. It's doing.
Oh, I see 2 Vashes now. And now 2 Jacks. Oh, yeah,
3.
I'm gonna refresh.
I love it when shit breaks.
That's what Jack got with the new level up, is he can clone himself with his psychic daggers.
I cast mirror image.
No. I cast
Single mirror image.
No.
No, that's what Jack had a dream of last night.
Yeah, that dream didn't make any fucking sense.
Well, now I can't delete these guys.
It doesn't make sense yet.
I am my own patron from.
Yeah. At night.
No,
Okay.
I feel like Vegeta would say something like that if he was told he was a warlock. So who's your patron? I am my own patron!
I am the
I'm my
warlock
own
of all
grandpa.
sands.
If you're your own patron, you're like a wizard.
Yeah, no, I mean that's clearly not the answer, but I don't know. It's interesting.
I think it's a good conclusion to formulate. It's thinking things through the best that you can.
I'm out of here, guys. I'm gonna go.
All right.
Awesome.
Good night.
Wait,
Sleep
good
tight.
night.
Don't let the
See you.
bed bugs
Have
bite.
a good night, guys.
Good night.
Thank you guys so much for a great week.
Yep.
I can't spell. Holy shit.
All right.
My
Also
brain's
going to
not
bed.
working either.
Good night, team.
Bye bye.